Trying something different. What's going on, everybody? That was really bad.
They're going to keep going.
Oh, I could have, but I don't want to hurt anybody.
I want to get
rock
mistletoe.
Yeah, I can do it. I can get up there. Thank you, Michaela. Sorry to anybody with headphones on. Yeah, it's on Michaela's phone. I love it. So good.
Beautiful.
Welcome back to Little Dicey D&D, everybody. My name is Salvatore Sabraka. I am your dungeon master here and forevermore until, just the day that obviously my sick rock tenors take me to fucking,
Rock Holla.
Rock
Holla, baby.
Rock Holla. Oh,
Valhalla,
yeah. Valhalla,
rock,
but for the
yeah.
rock gods. Yeah. Naturally, because that is where I belong. Things are going on over there with the camera. Oh, I love it. Oh my God. Michaela's doing some crazy. Oh shit. Whiplash. I just saw myself fucking move. That was nice.
Your camera was in the shot.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, fuck this thing. Thank you, Michaela. Wow, what an awesome start. New episode, you guys.
What did you do after the fucking podcast?
I don't know. We get a little wild in the studio when it's just me and Matt. Things get a little crazy. But yeah,
the ceiling cam.
that's right, baby. We actually, it's just a mirror. Hell yeah. Like I said, welcome everybody. If you're new here, sorry about the introduction. But no, this is episode 24 of the Great Naledian Crown, and I'm very excited to present it to you. If you've been joining us for a while and you were a part of our Discord, you may have seen our recent sort of update to our table, our cast. Michaela, if you want to swing it around. So for the foreseeable future, it's just going to be the boys right now. Hell yeah. And we've all grown some pretty nice, all sort of levels of beard. Matt with the sort of beautiful, like 5 o'clock shadow. I'm like the in-between between Matt and Garrett. And then Jamie is the sort of all father of the facial hair going on right now. Yes. But our friend Jenna is going to be moving on to some schooling relatively soon. So she's just going to coast into that all easy breezy. So for the foreseeable future, it's just going to be us four playing for a little bit of time. But actually, stay tuned for the end of the month because I am going to be taking a little night off on Wednesday night. As some of you might know, I am a enormous professional wrestling fan. I fucking love professional wrestling, especially all elite wrestling, AEW. And I skip AEW Dynamite every Wednesday because I'm here to play Dungeons & Dragons with some of my best friends while they go live on TNT and or TBS and beat the fuck out of each other shirtless, sweaty, blood everywhere. It's really lovely.
Nice.
But what's that?
Nice.
But they're going to be coming to Michigan at the end of June, and I bought fucking tickets for that a hot minute ago, and I'm going to go see that. So on June 29th, I believe it is.
29th, yeah.
June 29th, we're still going to be playing here. I say the Royal We, or excuse me, not the Royal We usually, as I usually do. But Matt is actually going to be dungeon mastering for the channel that day. It's still going to be in the studio. They're going to be, using it, doing all that jazz while I go watch John Moxley beat the absolute fuck out of Chris Jericho inside of a steel cage and double rings because
Is Chris Jericho still fucking
Chris
wrestling?
Jericho is 50-some years old, has a six-pack pair of abs, and the most beautiful long hair I've ever seen. He is going to be getting in a hair versus hair match just before this. I doubt that he'll lose because I don't know if he'd want to book himself to shave his head off.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Santana, I think, or maybe it's Ortiz. I don't remember who's going to be fighting him, but one of them in the.
So that's what a hair versus hair match is.
A hair versus hair match consists of both professional wrestlers agreeing to that whoever the victor of the match is gets to shave the other wrestler's hair off their head.
Oh wow! I went to a
and that's shoot, by the way, like that they do that for real. So like. It's just if you're like, hey, I don't give a fuck about getting a buzz cut, or I kind of wanted to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Like, let's make it into the feud. Which is
cool.
Hilarious, and I love that. So I will be doing that. So look out for the end of the month for a wonderful one shot. We may have one of our friends take a little special guest spot, just because without me being there and then Matt DMing, it would just be our two homies, Garrett and Jamie.
It would be a hair versus hair match.
It would be a hair versus hair match here, absolutely. But yeah, we're gonna get into our regular announcements, and then we'll jump into the game as fast as we can. So Garrett, if you'd like to tell us about some social media stuff.
I'll tell you all about that social media, Sal. Today's forecast is we got you can't laugh at my bits, guys.
That was good. That was good. It's a solid bit.
We got a bunch of social medias that you should follow if you don't. We got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got YouTube. That's all under a Little Dicey D&D. The Twitter has me being absolutely unhinged. The Instagram is slightly less of that. And the YouTube is our VODs and stuff. We also have a TikTok, which is just under a Little Dicey, which is what we're trying to get everything to. So
we are.
Be aware of that. But right now, the only thing is TikTok's a Little Dicey. It's just some clips and stuff, some good times that we've had. We also, I guess I should move on to what... I'm sorry.
The longer this goes on, the more you're crushing it.
Absolutely.
It's going very well.
We also, our stream is a little bit different than other streams in that we have an interactive element. Using the points that you get just from being in our chat, I forget which one is stream elements actually, but there's 2 ways to redeem them. You can either just go right through the Twitch UI itself.
He's doing well.
Or you can type...
He's doing very well.
Did you fucking doubt me?
You doubted yourself like about 2 seconds ago for a
Exclamation point redeem.
Ew,
to have all sorts of fun little effects on our campaign. You can make us drink. You can give disadvantage to the...
You can encourage us to enjoy ourselves, possibly by drinking.
That's very true. You can encourage us to enjoy ourselves.
Is that a legal thing?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So you
like
can
an escort.
You
like
can
you're paying
redeem
for
a party
company and
drinks,
sex
which will
might
say.
happen, but
Yeah, sex might
not
happen
paying
with the
for
escort.
sex.
Yeah.
The escort might like you enough to fuck you,
Yeah.
but you're not paying for the sex.
Yes. Of course. You can give us temporary hit points. You can give disadvantage to the DM.
Why?
Do it.
No.
You weren't gonna do it.
I was looking at this lifesaver. I'm going to be talking about.
All right. So anyway, all sorts of fun
That
stuff
won't
that you
fit.
can do, and we can move on to the other announcements, so everyone can just talk to Matt about stuff now.
Oh,
You did a very good job.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're very
Yeah.
handsome.
Thank you.
Gather around, children. We have a Discord. That's where we, in theory, do things.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
So if you want to do things with us, go to the Discord and just
And again, just like an escort, we may or may not fuck you in the Discord.
just
But
absolutely.
that's not. Yeah.
Yeah, just take your stuff and just shove it in the Discord. You know what I mean? And then, we use it for the pod. The last bunch of weeks, Sal and I have been discussing various classes on the pod. So we like to throw the choice up on Discord to see what you guys want to hear us talk about. This coming week, we're going to be kind of sort of having a part 2 of last week's pod, talking about some kind of recap items in design. So no survey this week, but look for it in the coming weeks to see what you want us to talk about next. And if you have any suggestions or questions or things you'd like to hear us talk about the pod, that's the place to do it. That about covers it.
Hell yeah.
So
Well, there was talk about moving the pod to Saturday. Is there any more word on that? Or are we...
So we're gonna have a couple more announcements either tomorrow or later in the week, perhaps on Friday or something. That's going to include a handful of updates to the channel, whether that be promotional updates like our logos and stuff like that, or scheduling updates. So we will announce that then. You can look out for that, Michaela, maybe Thursday or Friday. Friday. You can look out for those announcements on Friday. You will find them mostly in the Discord. We'll tweet them out and post them on Instagram as well and all that jazz too. So
cool.
But, so that you don't have to wait for Friday, specifically for the podcast, it will be on Saturday, yes. So, hell yeah. Yeehaw.
And as always, be sure to check out our streaming podcasting friends at Super OK, which can be found at superok.com. Is that right?
Yeah, superok.com.
Podcast.com.
Sorry?
Super OK Podcast.
superokpodcast.com.
Got it.
Also, our friend Aaron can be found on Twitch at Little Bogwitch, and our moderator Michaela can be found on Twitch at Hello Diddy.
Hell yeah.
Hello, Diddy.
Hello.
Love it.
Diddy.
Hello, Diddy.
Say it again. Just keep getting it wrong.
Yeah.
It's like ditto with an I at the end. instead
Or
of the
like
O.
kitty with a D.
Yeah.
And an I instead of a Y.
Fuck! All right, everybody shut up.
Poking holes in my shit.
Yeah, I know. Michaela, do we have our ambient music perhaps going?
Sounds hot.
It sounds pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It's a
It's all
mania
good.
going.
So that's going. You might have to just turn desktop audio on, maybe.
Make this campaign sound like a...
Yes, but is it a part of the source? See how it says focus.
Speaking of poking holes in your shit,
I'm just trying to get some yakety sacks up in here.
We might just have to not do it today. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Yeah, we might add some ambient music on the break, so look out for that. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions before we jump in?
no.
Now.
Is someone's phone ringing?
I hate it. No, I don't think so. I think we should be good.
Are you having a stroke?
All right. I could be. Who knows? So,
Having a stroke or vibrating?
Both.
Oh God.
So, when last we met, it had been a tumultuous past few hours for the Bared Souls. Here in the town of Aberlock, you were assailed by the local town guard, known better as the Black Hands of the Knights Round, the council that sits under Lord Ilan Thorn, the sovereign ruler of Aberlock, whether that is by true right of the king or not. He is the ruler here, and under him, these Black Hand guards were given orders to chase after you, as it had been sort of apparently discovered that you had been broken, or you that you had broken into one of the council members' homes and stolen a couple of things, in particular, one gemstone that seemed to have been of rather important value to the council and Lord Ilan Thorn. After discovering this, they set the Black Hands out to find you, and in the coming skirmish, Sirakaz Thailani was apprehended at the hands of Lord Ilan Thorn after trying to escape out of the town of Aberlock through the abandoned iron mines that led to the sort of abandoned or undiscovered crypts of the Tira that sort of contained an odd guise over it of time and space sort of warping. As you've previously discovered, something going on a little nefarious beneath the abandoned iron mines, but nevertheless, Lord Ilan Thorn had abducted you and given you off to one of the other council members that had just recently arrived from a little excursion, Lord Loren. Loren used you as leverage when trying to find the rest of the Bared Souls who had escaped to the Evergrey Woods just outside the city of Aberlock, and then subsequently further towards the Tempest Peaks, at least the sort of bottom of the cliffs of the Tempest Peaks towards the north around to the northwest of Aberlock. After hiding out there for some time and interrogating Sirakaz and trying his best to smoke you out using Sirakaz's bait, Loren eventually resorted to a little bit more dastardly tactics. Standing in the middle of a clearing not too far away from your hiding place, a few 100 feet up and sort of away into the walls of the Tempest Peaks, you witnessed in the middle of the night many flares shot up and many cries out, forcible cries out from Sirakaz, whether they be laced with sarcasm or not. Eventually, Councilman Loren grew tired of what he perceived as these little wicked games, and he seemingly cut down Sirakaz as he was bound in the middle of this field. And as Sirakaz fell, finally, you all took to action, moving out to recover him. And in doing so, the sort of trap that the councilman had set with his couple Black Hands that he brought with him to apprehend you sprung. And as that happened, the quick thinking by Kill and his summoned great owls, along with some well-placed spells at the hands of Indigo and Cassander, and quick thinking by Sirakaz, you were all able to absolutely smite the shit out of Councilman Loren, rendering him lifeless on the ground here in the middle of this open thicket. The rest of the Black Hands, one of them a more sort of clerical member of the Black Hands, was unfortunately felled by seemingly one of his own. The other Black Hand, who sort of kept his helmet on for most of the time, had taken this opportunity to slip out and escape, and not allowing any questioning or quote-unquote prisoners, not that you would have taken that prisoner, but not allowing any prisoners, or at least not allowing you any leg up in the matter, fired a crossbow bolt at this young man who had already seemingly given himself up to you in submission, sliced through the middle of his neck, killing him instantly as he fell onto the ground next to Councilman Loren. After this, you gathered up some of the bodies and moved back to your original hiding places in the Tempest Peaks. You sort of took a moment for rest, take a breather and just sort of reassess what it is you are really doing here, whether all of this is worth it or not. Kill, you reemerged from your melded stone form, and the rest of the party accompanied Rennie back to your place of safekeeping here in the Tempest Peaks. Things had gone quiet in the night at this point. It's very early in the morning, probably close to 3 now that you've settled down. And as you were resting, each one of you sort of one by one fell into slumber. Kill. As you lay there underneath the light of the stars and the moon, you can't help but toss and turn in your shell a little bit. You're not necessarily used to the thin air here, the frigidness of the north, nor are you used to running this much from things. You're used to going out, seeing, experiencing, running towards the experience, not running away from it. And here, as you close your eyes and fall asleep in the vastness of Naledian, you begin to dream. And you see around you a familiar-looking forest. From not too long ago, you were in a place that was filled with exciting adventure and opportunities, mysteries, and more tangible goals, something that made sense to you, something that felt attainable, something that felt less confusing. And there, in the Southwood Forest, you found a little hut. And here, once again, in this sort of open wood, long spaces between great trees, tall as you've ever been able to see them, you look up and they wreath against the sky itself. They seem so tall here. You see that same hut in front of you. That same sort of alluring smell coming from it, that tasty, lovely stew that you once tasted at the company of Chief Gore's Blacktongue. After meeting with him a couple different times and eventually releasing him from what might have been a long prison, you've encountered his presence once or twice after leaving the island of Moor, the town of Eodra in the Southwood Forest. And he's even offered to help you here on this, whatever this escapade seems to be, here in the town of Everlock, in the mainland of Naledian. And you feel called once again. And suddenly you blink and you're at the front door of this hut. You instinctively move to open and the door opens for you. You walk in, you see that familiar sight, baubles hanging from a room that defies its exterior, giant inside. There is a cauldron bubbling in the middle with a single sort of long wooden spoon the size of a broom that spins around by itself. A table to the right with a few chairs and a sort of workbench with a whole bunch of reagents and fungi and interesting flora and bodies of fauna on the table. And you smell that wonderful waft of what could only be mushroom soup, of course. And there, on the other side, sitting away from you, seemingly working on something, is sort of the gangling body, moving about, grasping with his long, sort of jagged fingernails, Gore's Blacktongue. And you hear, without him turning to you, "You've caused quite a commotion this night. Got to admit, it was rather interesting to witness.
I suppose the commotion will make it back to Aberlock soon enough, if it hasn't already.
Well, wherever you are, out in the peaks, I seized an opportunity. Well, you and your companions were bringing the attention of the council and their black hands.
Okay, I assumed you were laying in wait the whole time.
Oh, I was. And this was an opportunity that I could not pass up. Whereas before I was unable to infiltrate the abode of Lord Illenthorn.
And he turns to look at you now. And as he does, he sort of stands up out of the chair and moves with an unnatural speed over to the table and sits down closer to you. He moves one of the chairs at the table off to the side so that you can join him should you choose so.
Yeah, I'll sit down.
My apologies. Would you care for a sip?
Yeah, why not?
He reaches over and his arm, sort of impossibly long, reaches all the way to the cauldron. And he grabs that broom-sized wooden spoon that turns and he picks it up and it almost instantaneously turns from this giant object into a small little ladle that he sort of holds up. He reaches over again with an impossibly long arm and grabs a small clay bowl from a nearby shelf, holds it up and pours this beautiful mushroom soup into this clay bowl and sort of sets it in front of you, and then reaches once again behind you now. And again, it's just this odd, every time he reaches for something, it's as if his arms elongate farther than normal, and out of nowhere he plucks a small wooden spoon and places it in the clay bowl.
You know, I didn't get to have any last time because I knew you were fucking with my friends, but I mean, I never had no dream stew before. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Good spirits. While you were distracting these folk, I was able to slip into the home of Lord Thorn. As I've said, he's a very suspicious fellow, it seems. Lots of false turns, trapped doorways and windowsills, but many secrets behind those doors. There seems to be a great amount of information that can be found within his home. One of his councilmen, the scrawny one, bookish, as far as I can tell, very proper, odd little disposition about himself, cares quite a lot. He has a space all to his own there in the dining room, or next to it. But what I was most interested in, not surprisingly, was the kitchen. I found myself in there as his maidservants and manservants were mulling about, and when the uproar started happening, I took an opportunity to sneak further back. There seems to be a little trapdoor within the kitchen that leads to, as far as I could tell, a cellar. But within the cellar, there is a passageway. A place you could slip through if you were the right size. Or perhaps, if you had the strength, you could pry it further open. be wary. The passage leads to more catacombs. I suspect they might be connected to the ones that you found inside the mines.
Okay.
This close to the Tempest Peaks, I would not be surprised. I followed the path. There are many an interesting discovery to be found. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. Do be wary. The further you move, the more you will discover. Be on the lookout. Something you might find valuable, my friend. There are a certain flora that blooms only in the dark, the damp, the lost places. They offer a dull glow for the traveler, but they are susceptible to flame. Very, very susceptible.
And all right, so they catch flame, and then
They
what
don't
kind of
just
fireworks are we talking about?
catch flame. They consume it. The more you impress upon them, the more they cage within themselves until eventually they can no longer hold the flames and they erupt.
Wow.
Just a little, you might not set them off, but you would charge them up. Quite a bit of firepower. And you could spark a reaction fit for the ages. At least based on the amount that I saw. I moved further down these catacombs, and what did I eventually stumble upon but cracks small enough to slip through, just the size of a little rat. And these cracks gave way further into a space that was all too familiar in my mind. Another prison. I didn't take time to mull around. Spent a long time behind a wall, trapped. You understand. But what I can provide in terms of information, all the light that is offered there in this hell underground is that firelight. So if you wanted to cause another ruckus, bit of a distraction,
A bit more commotion.
why not? I'm sure you could find a way to set it ablaze.
Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. I knew you and I were going to keep getting along. I don't know why the others don't like it.
They simply don't understand. Yes.
Take a big, slurp of dream soup.
I made that myself. The fungi you find around Naledian is scrumptious.
I agree.
Well, it seems the dawn is breaking for you,
You
my
think
friend.
you think the commotion we cause is gonna get Thorn out of the house?
Possibly. He seems to be desperate to find that gemstone that you found amongst yourself.
You haven't heard any.
Very clever to use it against him, I assume.
You haven't heard any whispering about who might be on the other end of that thing, have you?
Unfortunately not, but I am very, Very interested.
Yeah. Not a very likable fella.
Apparently not.
Doesn't have the gift of gab like you and I.
Not many do. One last warning before you wake. Your burden may be lightened soon. Do not resist. Perhaps it is for the better for now.
I guess we'll find out. I just like smashed the last of the soup.
As you do, you put the bowl down, and he is sort of, his visage sort of fades, and you just sort of blink instinctively as you feel the light of the dawn sun crash against your face as you almost instinctively emerge out of your shell, out of not fear or anything, but just sort of being jolted awake like that. You just sort of, and you feel the slight warmth of the sun still in this frigid place. The rest of you begin to wake.
Can I still taste the soup? Is the important part.
You can. Yes. It is actually one of the more delicious things that you've ever tasted.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
The rest of you wake to a new dawn around you.
Was this a long rest? Or
This was a long rest, yes.
Thank God.
You can all make perception checks for me, please.
It's a 10.
18.
9.
Yeah. You all look around, and you do not... You notice each other and all these things, but you do not notice Cassander, nor do you notice Rennie. However, you do see a very neatly folded note with what seems to be a little ribbon sort of tied at the end of it. Just sat in between all three of you. Indigo, you sort of instinctively get up, you loose the ribbon, you pop open the note, and you begin to read it. For the sake of brevity, it is a note from Cassander, letting you know not to fret. Rennie is safe, and so is she. In the night, she received a vision of her family, calling out to her. This is irregular, as she's never had a vision of her family before. She's only had visions calling her out to adventure. And after all of these things going on and forming this new kinship with Rennie, and after almost losing him, and one of her close friends as well in the past night, she decided to answer this call. She hopes that you will forgive her of this endeavor, but she has also decided to bring Rennie along with her. After speaking with Rennie, he realizes that it is not necessarily safe, nor is it smart for him to remain around the town of Aberlock while things have gotten so tumultuous. She promised to bring him to her family, not with plans of adoption by any means or acceptance into it, but for safety. She implores upon you to stay here and aid this town. While she will not be able to join you, she will do her part in keeping at least this part that you have bonded with so fiercely safe. She's moving on, hopefully, over to Aberlock, where she will attempt to purchase a horse with some of her funding, of which she leaves some gold for you. I believe 15 gold pieces she leaves in a sack.
Didn't we have horses?
Yeah, but not in. Not with. No, you couldn't take them.
We
up,
rode
Indiana.
kill to get here.
Yes, you rode kill.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And she wishes you the guidance of Von May, and hopefully she will see you eventually.
Right. Well, so who wants to fuck up some bitches?
I've got to tell you, I've been thinking about it all night. I would love to fuck up some bitches. I am.
I mean, I'll say when I saw someone, I thought someone cut your throat, and something just sort of like broke inside me a little bit, and I just sort of went a little bit overboard, perhaps. But
I really wasn't sure if any of us were going to come help, but Indigo was really insistent.
I wish you would have left that part out, to be honest. But I am filled with righteous fury, and I would love to bury a dagger in Thorn's neck.
yes, that sounds pretty good to me. Let's try to find out who he's, whatever sort of patron or whatever he's working for, so that we can sort of get this gentleman out of me. That's in.
Right, yes, of course.
It's the first time you've ever said that, huh?
Yes, I
Normally it's the
know.
other way around.
Well, not the first time. Eventually, just kind of like, okay, that's enough. You
That's
know what I
enough,
mean?
yeah. Like, who are you trying to impress?
exactly.
You know, yeah. That makes sense to me.
Anyway, yes. So, what's the next move?
While you were, you were with that guy for a while. Did you learn anything about anything? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what's good, man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yes. How are
What's
you?
going
How's
on,
your-
man?
How was your kidnapping?
How was your bondage?
I've got to tell you, for as traumatizing as it was, I feel like I kept my cool pretty good. I almost talked to Stan for a moment. That was a fun thing for me.
Oh.
Wait, you found Stan?
No, see, do you remember I was supposed to magically, right? I did magically communicate with Kiss. I'm
Yeah.
sure she told you.
Yeah.
I was sort of able to control that, which is really cool for me. That's very new. But the first thing I did was try to contact Stan. I was being a little cheeky, trying to fucking scare him a little bit. Then I did get decked and knocked out, so I got maybe 7 words out.
Were any of those fuck?
No, actually, I was trying to start out kind of cheeky. It was like, hello, Eric, it's your friend Kaz.
All right, no, that's a good start.
And then it was going to be like, I'm coming for your ass or whatever, but
Yeah.
did not get to that.
It's another thing that you say sometimes, right?
Yes, I do say
Yeah.
this. One of my old stat nods.
Anyway, what I would love to do, I don't know if we're in the planning stage or if you're like, let's fucking go. I mean, he treats everyone in the town like shit, right? Like,
Yes, no, he's awful.
yeah.
Thorn, you talking about?
Thorn, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seems like it.
Yeah, and the that area right outside the gates near the mine, I believe, that's full of like the poorest people, right?
I think so. That's where, oh shit. What was her name? You know, our friends, she was waiting on us in Thorn's house.
I'm sure I could look it up in my notes, but that would kind of ruin the flow of the
That would totally
conversation.
ruin the flow of the conversation.
So,
yeah.
so what I'll say instead
Yeah,
is,
and I know for sure that God won't just help us out for the sake
well,
of
no,
flow.
he wouldn't
you know,
do
he's
that for
gonna-
the sake of
yeah, we're
brevity.
gonna have
He
to
would
protect
never.
that. Yeah, so, but yeah, our
Indigo,
friends.
you suddenly feel a presence about you, and your eyes sort of twitch for a moment, and you just sort of assume like a odd or more crooked form, and you all hear from Indigo.
I believe, if I remember correctly, I overheard someone use the name Dove and also Garlic. Bless you.
And Indigo, you sort of back to normal.
What was that?
Anyway, our friend Dove is from there.
Yeah, Dove and garlic, right? Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and look if we're gonna be doing this.
No, it's Dove
and Garnet.
Dove and
Dove and
Garnet.
Garnick.
Yeah,
Garnick.
Garnet. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're from over there. Listen, I'm just saying, we've got a good amount of money between us, right? I've got like fucking 30 gold or some shit.
Yeah, but did you
Maybe
add the 10 from or the 5 from Cassandra?
Probably did.
By the way.
Never mind. I didn't actually.
Yeah.
So I have 78 gold.
Holy shit!
I'm doing all right.
You could almost buy friendship with that.
What if we? I want to get through one conversation. What if we just bought a bunch of like shields, short swords, arm those people? Because I mean, I'm sure they want to fucking fight, right?
We could. I mean, and what would they do exactly? Sort of like storm the Thorn's house, or
Yeah. Listen. He bought all the businesses from people, right?
Yep.
He owns all the businesses. I'm sure they fucking hate that. And everyone else can't leave the fucking town. There's like 10 people, and they were all at that fucking dinner party.
Yeah, I wonder if because the slums or whatever is outside the main gate. I wonder if we could.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be easier to get to them.
I wonder if I met a Dragonborn gentleman I believe he worked as a blacksmith or as a tradesman. It was a while ago, but I wonder if he's out there too. He seemed to have a fighting spirit about him.
It would be good. It would be good to have a blacksmith, someone we could maybe like we just give them some money, give them some supplies instead of going to like the Crown's Port.
Yeah.
To hopefully get some weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my man, Norm. My man Norm. He was also real jittery when I talked to him, and I actually don't remember if she told me, but I'm just gonna assume that she did. And Cassandra was like in his head, and he was real worried about Ibrahim finding out. So he's definitely under surveillance, and that's a dude that like I do think also might be,
I've not found that they've ingratiated themselves with anyone in the town.
Yeah, except the Garlands seem to like him.
Well, the Garlands do. That's true. The Garlands and anyone related to the fucking councilman.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did we find anything on the body of Laurent?
Great question.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check, y'all.
We're all good at that. Let's just all make one, I guess. 3 chances to roll something that isn't
got it.
shit.
I got that
for
one.
it.
Hell yeah!
We'll go with that one.
I rolled a 3.
Me too.
Oh, nice, guys. We're going to go with the 3. No, I was kidding.
It was the most common results.
Yes.
Oh, did we find another gem? That'd be fucking dope.
So, as you, God damn it, Garrett. So Indigo, this is what you find, and only you. The other 2 boys, they sort of crouch down. They quickly begin to like pull at like the usual sort of breast pockets and stuff. The obvious things are the 2 swords that he carries on him. For all intents and purposes, they look like very, very well made swords. Both of them, they're long swords. And you can tell based on just the way that they're made that these are irregular ones, meaning that they are both +1 long swords. In addition to that, Indigo, as you search through the more difficult to access cavities, you do find a couple interesting things. Number 1, you find 2 platinum,
Nice.
6 gold, 10 silver, and 2 copper in a coin purse.
Sorry, that's a lot of numbers. 2 platinum, 6 gold. How much silver?
7 silver
7 silver.
and 2 copper
2 copper. Okay.
in a coin purse. In addition to that,
one of the long swords, and I'll take a long sword.
you find a very small, what almost seems to be like a ring box, in that same pouch, sort of strapped to his waist. Doesn't seem locked or anything like that. You pop it open, and inside sits another one of the like an identical version of one of those gems.
Oh shit.
Ooh, yes. Yes. We should be very careful with this.
Yeah, don't focus on it too much. I mean,
Yes,
you know
I'll
what
just
you're
sort
doing.
of. I'll keep it in the box for now and just put it in my back.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll also just take a minute to detect magic in case there's anything else that we haven't found that's hiding in a cavity.
Yes, you detect magic. The +1 weapons are magical.
Okay.
And obviously that gem is magical, but nothing else on him seems to be.
Does anything light up on the cleric?
No, actually. No. There nothing lights up on the cleric.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anything else? Can we see if he was holding anything else?
Lorana the cleric.
The cleric.
The cleric was just holding a hand crossbow, a mace, and like regular leather armor.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, actually, we should probably take that leather armor.
Yeah.
If we're trying to arm up
I mean, for
civilians,
sure.
like,
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Take it all.
Take everything.
All
You're right.
we can.
Nothing on the cleric indicating like, so he's a member of the king's regime, so presumably, but is there like anything associated with like one particular god versus just like the hand or whatever?
Very good question. No, he wears he wears a pendant. It is not magical, so it didn't necessarily ping at first. But as you're sort of searching through, specifically looking for that, you do see that there is a pendant with like it's not really it's not the icon of a hand. It's more like the icon of like a crown with five points on it. But it's very crude. It's not like very well defined. Like you just sort of come to the conclusion like, oh, I guess this looks like a crown.
Yeah.
It kind of looks, it looks a little bit like a hand, but it's not like the thumb is here. It's like they're sort of all equidistant from the center.
This is definitely different than like the official like hand of the king, whatever the fuck it's called, right?
I mean,
like, is this different? Does this appear to be obviously different than like what Lady Alessandra would have had on her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
All right. And it's just made out of like other than the symbol is the pendant
made out of iron.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll take that as well.
Sure.
I'll just be like,
Thinking about going in disguise.
You know, it's unfortunate that none of us know fucking shit about this place. You don't know what this means, do you?
Well, this, basically what it is I have no fucking clue. Yeah,
that's why I figured I ain't even gonna ask you. All right, I don't want to be rude. You don't know what this is, do you?
No.
All right.
That's hilarious.
All right.
And
did we lose our brains? Was Kiss the smartest one?
I doubt it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, hey, I got some.
It's probably Rennie.
I got some more information for you if you're interested. You know, we fucking bolted out of that place, not just because we were getting chased, but because we were kind of generally fucked. I felt like
the cover had been blown.
Yeah, cover had been blown, and like, man, it just didn't seem like we were making any headway. But my friend and yours, Gores, he got some information that he gave me. Basically, we already know that there's like catacombs running from the mines to like God knows where, but it turns out they also go to somewhere in the stone home. And
the mines where we left Avro?
I mean, I think so, but like specifically what Gore's found is that in Thorn's kitchen there's a kind of a trap door, a hidden door in the floor, which goes down under the earth into sort of a tunnel that eventually led him into the stone home. And he said he didn't stick around. I don't blame him. I don't intend on sticking around either. But aside from just maybe being our way in, he said there's also kind of a high volume, a big cluster of this kind of explosive flora that he said if we charge it up enough, it seems like it'll hold energy until it doesn't, and then it releases it all at once. And basically, he seemed like he was he seemed to imply that there could be some exciting fireworks if we wanted there to be. So maybe it's kind of a two-headed plan, as we could try to arm and mobilize the people, but also maybe infiltrate and hit them from the inside.
I can't imagine a better distraction than an army of peasants storming the front gate.
Yeah.
We get in through the back, sneak in.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess my question that I wonder is, do you think that an army of peasants would distract them for long? And what I mean by that is, like, do you think that they'll try to quell the rebellion in a way that isn't a quick smite?
Well,
I mean, I'm fine giving the people the choice to decide either way. You know, all we're doing is...
yeah, absolutely. We're not forcing anyone. We're not forcing the revolution. If people are happy, they can keep going. It's doing pitiful peasant shit. That's fine.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think this is just enough. I fucking hate the idea of that underground prison. Y'all know that, and I think this is gives us enough of a shot.
That plus my hatred of someone who beat the shit out of me and tied me up. I think we fucking.
Oh, hey.
This. Yeah, what?
If you're feeling, if you got a lot of hate in your heart right now,
Absolutely, I do.
maybe we can get your boy C-Day to help.
I was gonna send him up a little prayer.
Yeah, so it's not just the three of us.
Right.
We got.
Here's my issue.
Yeah.
So you know how there's a difference between C-Day and Doromar?
Nah, I haven't figured that out yet.
All right. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
My fear.
They seem to be really similar to each other.
Normally you're right.
Right.
But there's a slight difference here in that this might be too righteous for C-Day. Trying to get like an army together to like overtake.
Yeah, but
listen, I just want to kill Thorn.
yeah, well, exactly. It's all about salesmanship. You know what I'm saying? You don't sell it like a righteous goal. You sell it as specifically your pride and wrath needing to be quenched.
All right.
It's all about salesmanship, man.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll send up a prayer. Fuck. I'll just send up a prayer. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. You sure you want to workshop anything before you?
Not even a little.
Okay. All right.
Did
I know that you guys were like into C-Day stuff, or is that something?
I don't think we've ever talked about it in front
Sorry,
of you.
what's happening?
I've been like sort of like cheekily like saying it more and more publicly, but no, I don't think so. I love it. Yeah.
we're in the middle of the woods, so I don't even think it would occur to me to like not share this with everyone.
Hey, you know who we could call on? That dark god that we know.
The devil. The devil. Hey, I know who would like to get in on this. Satan himself.
Sorry, what's happening? What?
What? Yes, we didn't.
I don't think you're supposed to interrupt a man in prayer.
I'm not.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not one to judge, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm new at this.
I don't
but
really, I'll be honest. I sort of blacked out during that whole sort of religion explanation that we got earlier. I don't really remember. But
Yeah.
like,
it was impossible to follow anyway.
Yes. Well, I mean, sure, okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Can I send up a quick prayer? Or are we just gonna?
Yeah, go for it. You need. I know you don't want to workshop it, but you need to get riled up or anything. You're feeling.
You know what?
I give him a quick nut tap. Not high enough. 12. 13.
He nicks your nut, but it's not enough for you to go like, oh, and it's not like that sweet spot where it's only a little, so it hurts more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
It's
what you mean,
just
actually.
enough to where it's like, if it were to
more
happen
like
on accident, you'd be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like touch your dick, and you're like, no, I'm fine.
It's more like you touched my nuts than you.
Yeah. Quick fondle.
How about? Listen. Give me a good punch to the face, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! You suffer 1 point of damage
4 points damage.
because of strength. That's right. Yeah. So 4 points of damage.
I'll do uncanny dodge, so it's only.
He rolls with it.
He's like, hit me, and then flinches anyway.
You hit him
gonna
hard
happen.
enough to where, like, as he's taking it, Kaz is like, "Fuck no," and rolls.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh shit," he was going for it.
Instinctual. But all right, I remember that piece of shit Laurent punching me. Let's go. C-Day.
Dear God. That's amazing. What do you say, buddy?
I'm trying.
I believe you.
C-Day, I've been wronged by a couple people over the past couple days. You're a god, I'm sure you know. Please help me rain down some fucking hellfire on specifically Thorn, Ibrahim, and actually wait, that's it. It's just those two. Yeah. Give me something, man. Give me. I don't care if it's just a way into town. I don't care if it's a flame sword. Please be a flame sword, actually. Something I could just fuck them up with. All right, I think I'm good.
How long it takes to find out?
I have no idea. I do not know how gods work.
Yeah, me neither. I prayed to him once and nothing happened.
Maybe I should like touch the ring or something. Maybe the ring.
You want to try again?
I mean, the ring might be. It's probably.
I mean, it's on your finger.
The more I think about. That's true. The more I think about it, the more I'm realizing this might not be anything at all. So
Oh, the ring at all?
no, just like I already have a bit of C-Day's power.
Oh, like you think it's
Like-
kind of like a one and done kind of
Yeah,
deal?
I'm starting to think so. Maybe not. Maybe C-Day will ask me for something in exchange. It's whatever.
I don't know, man.
Plus, he might be mad at me
If
for
he just
not.
wants to see more wrath in the world, then I don't see why he
Oh,
wouldn't
I've got so much wrath, man.
help you out. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, let's just hope something happens, I guess.
Right. So what's the first step? Do we want to go to the blacksmith and see if we can get some weapons?
Well, I think we got to find a way to.
Get into town with.
Yeah, I think we head back. I can. Unfortunately, before it was just you and Cassandra. You're a bit heavier. I don't know. I don't know how quickly I can ride with both of you on my back, but I can get us there as quick as I can.
Listen, whoa. You had Indigo, Rennie, and Cassandra. I am not more than Rennie and Cassandra.
All right, you're probably right. Well, we'll find out. Hey, I don't mean nothing by it. You got that athletic swimmer's bot.
How tall are you, guys?
5'6".
5'6".
And I'm pretty slight, to be honest.
I'd say you're like a mean 145.
Probably, yeah.
How much do you think a 7-year-old weighs?
Mate,
80?
80 might be high.
I feel like it's a lot, right? Maybe a 7-year-old might weigh like 50,
40 to 50,
40 or 50.
yeah.
I think more than that.
60?
I don't know.
I don't know.
idea.
Tell us in chat how much do you think a 7-year-old weighs? So it's
Let's not
basically-
Google it.
It's basically Kaz. We're going to call him 145 or 2 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
Because that's how much that they're both basically the same.
It's probably pretty close.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. And then anyway, I'll get us close, and then I can try to cloak us so we can sneak into town. I mean, I know that they're going to be on. I mean, I don't know. Do you think they're even going to be looking for us?
Well, I know they definitely wanted Rennie. They asked a few
I know
names
if people
about
see
Rennie.
us in town, they'll certainly sort of react to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't exactly.
I mean, I could
and neither
disguise
do you,
myself
and neither
as,
do
like,
you.
as Loren or someone if we want.
Well, yeah, you can disguise yourself. I can disguise myself.
I can turn someone invisible as well.
I would not do Loren. There was that one guy that got away, who probably
Yeah.
the first thing he said was Loren is
Right.
dead.
Yes. Okay.
Can you disguise 2 people, or make 2 people invisible?
I can make 2 people invisible. I can only disguise myself.
So probably, if once we need to get through the gates, I mean, I can be a rat or something, and then y'all can be invisible. That might be enough to get us through if the gate's open, which it always was until we tried to leave. So, I guess let's just start by getting back and seeing what we can see.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's make our way back to Aberlock.
Okay. How are you going about that?
How many juices of wild shape did it take you to get here? Anyway, was it just the one, or was it more than one?
It was just the one
Okay.
because I can wild shape for 2 hours.
Okay.
So, yeah. So probably what we do is, like, I imagine, like on foot it'd probably take like
A while.
like half a day or something to get back versus.
Oh, you actually weren't carrying me on the way here because I was flying. Or I guess maybe for some of it, not for all of it.
You were
were
not
only
flying for all of it.
Yeah, you were flying. For,
You only
'cause
fly for
flying
like a
lasts
minute or
Yeah. Fair enough.
So, yeah. So probably you can use a wild shape to get us there, and then we kind of sneak into town, and then we could kind of like rest up if we had to. I don't know. It's not
Do you think
that
we can
big a
trust
deal.
this blacksmith? Do you think he's not just going to like rat us out?
I don't think any of these people are. I guess I'm in character again. I don't think any of these people are kind of aligned with the leadership in town. He kind of like, I don't know. He had a fighting spirit about him. I could tell that he wasn't happy, but had kind of like just sort of acquiesced to, just getting through the day.
Sure.
The amount of people done right by Thorn and Ibrahim is probably less than I could count on both hands.
Yeah, and if we spread word that one of the councilmen is down, that might kind of inspire him too. That maybe they
That's true.
makes him think they got to fight and shot.
Absolutely. And he was like the warrior. Well, besides Thorn.
Yeah.
But he was like, Loren was a fighter.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, and you went toe to toe with Thorn for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to lie. I probably wasn't close to taking him down or anything, but I did some fucking damage.
Oh, I don't need to know that.
Yeah, I had him on the
Beta
fucking
hero.
ropes, mate. He was like, I think he would have started running. He got in one lucky hit.
Yeah,
Knocked me out.
That sounds right.
I think there's nothing wrong with sort of embellishing a little bit for the sake of rallying the troops.
Listen, it's not embellishing to say that I fucking
Yes.
put an arrow in him.
No, of course not. But we could even go a little beyond that if we need to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think maybe
I
we.
could cast a magic spell that will. I don't know. I don't want anyone to. I don't want anyone to get. I mean, you think people are going to get hurt probably in this, aren't they? I imagine.
It's gonna be if it goes according to plan. Some people are gonna get hurt, mate. It's gonna be a revolution.
I mean, we haven't heard anything about them being violent with the people. They seem to just kind of like break their spirits and sort of, kind of enslave them, for lack of a better word. So,
There's no precedent for slaves wanting to fight back against their masters or anything like that.
well, I mean, if they don't perceive them as an actual threat, there's no reason to put them down. But they didn't put you down,
Well, because they thought there was something to gain from it.
right? I don't know. I think it's worth a shot. I just think let's keep the stone home piece of it to ourselves in case one of them either like
Right. Yeah.
does turn or gets tortured or whatever and gives up information. So that stays between us. But Baird souls are here. We're starting a coup.
Starting to
That
coup.
kind of shit.
They would have killed me if there wasn't any reason to keep me
We may
alive.
actually.
I don't know
talk
why.
about the stone home. I mean, at least they were planning to free. The true. Ruler.
Yeah, I know it would motivate him. I don't know. Although maybe they just think that if we overthrow them, then the obvious next step is stone home anyway. So let's maybe just keep the plot about the explosive mushrooms and the
Yes,
the
that we will keep
catacombs.
in
That's
the
probably
pockets.
in case I'm sure if one of them gets interrogated, we don't want them to find out the plan.
But yeah, we can say that like we're there to overthrow the leadership and release everyone from Stonehome
Yes.
eventually.
You're quite talkative for a horse.
I ain't a horse yet. Now I'm a horse.
Oh, he's a horse now. You guys are clip-clopping back into town.
You fucking bet, dude.
Goddamn right. All
Feel
right.
that autumn breeze.
Hell yeah.
Before I do that, I do cast Goodberry,
Okay.
and I just give each of them like 3 good berries.
Okay.
I'm just like, hang on to these in case one of us goes down. These will pop you back up,
Fair enough.
Very good.
and then I'll horse
Horse it up.
it up.
Sounds good. For the sake of brevity, you spend the full 2 hours of Kill's wild shape to make it back to sort of the outskirts of town. I would like all of you to make perception checks as you get closer and closer to town.
17.
Also 17.
Also 17.
Get out of here! What the fuck?
It's gotta be worth something.
Wow, that's gotta be something.
Yeah.
Get a.
Well, very nice, very cool.
Lucky 7.
You all sort of begin to notice this as you approach. There does seem to be quite a bit more presence of the Black Hand at the walls surrounding Aberlock. There doesn't seem to necessarily. The gates are still open. There doesn't necessarily seem to be a commotion or anything like that. It's just very obvious that there are more people stationed here than you remember there being.
Yeah.
It's not like there is suddenly like an insane amount of Black Hands, but it seems as though a majority of the strong arms for the council have been sort of summoned and positioned around the or on top of the gates and around them. It's very obvious to see as you sort of stick to the outskirts away from the line of sight. You just move around, just try to see if there is a good opening to just sort of like pop out in your disguises or your invisibility or whatever and just sort of meander towards the open gates. And as you sort of flank around and just get a better reconnaissance of the town itself, it's like it's very difficult to find a you'll have to go out of your way to like search around and stealth around to find a penetrative point if you didn't want to go straight in through the gate.
Okay. I think we'll just once we see that, I think we'll just like stay in the wood.
Sure.
And just kind of like flank around because our main strategy is to come over here anyway.
Sure.
Yeah,
So we'll just kind of cling to the sort of the outskirts and
Sounds good.
sneak in that way.
And this is Thorn's house up here. Is that right? And
I
The
think
big one is
that's
the Garland house.
The
That's
blue
the
one,
Garland.
the blue one is Thorn. The red one is
Thorn.
Garland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. So, you've sort of arranged yourselves here at the outskirts of the town of Aberlock, hidden well within the sort of edge of the Evergrey Forest. the extent of your wild shape, the first one of the day, is sort of concluded. You reassume your usual turtle form, and the three of you find yourselves sort of safe, just on the outskirts. What would you like to do?
What kind of people do we see around, like surrounding?
So we're kind of over here.
Yeah.
Do we see anyone who might see us as we approach the blacksmith?
The blacksmith is in town, so you'd have to get inside. But looking around here, make a perception check.
Yeah, I don't actually know where the blacksmith
Oh,
lives.
is he not over here?
It sounds like no.
Oh, okay.
The blacksmith is not in. You remember because you went around there, or you were
Yeah.
told about it. It's sort of like the exact center of town.
Yeah.
Okay.
23.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Was it obvious if that's where he lived or just where his shop was?
That's where the shop was for sure. You're uncertain where he lives.
Yeah, exactly. So
23. You look around the area. There does not seem to be many people out. It is still relatively early in the morning. Like it hasn't passed noon yet. It's probably around. Actually, no. It's probably getting closer to noon because you guys slept around 3 to 9. Got up to. Oh, actually, okay. Yeah, it's relatively close
pretty
to
much
noon.
noon. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So not much.
Not much going on right now. As far as you could tell, there really is never many people out and about, even inside the town. So out here doesn't seem to be any sort of an exception. If you wanted to get closer to see if there was anything going on within, you'd have to get closer.
I was gonna say I'll just send a little rat scout to run around, just this area, not the gate, but
Sure. You send your rat scout via the boon of Gore's Black Tongue into the area, and he sniffs around. Go ahead and make a perception for the rat.
13 plus, I think probably 1.
Sure.
13 plus 0, so 13.
13. It takes a couple minutes, but it searches around, eventually returning to you and sort of relaying these images to your mind. And there are a handful of people who are within their homes, best I could tell. There seems to be what you could tell is a young man, squalid, bruised up a little bit, bandages wrapped around one arm, sort of soot covering a little bit of his face, just sort of sat on a porch further in, seems to be like further around here.
Okay.
He seems to be the only person who's outside. Okay. There are a handful of people who are inside their houses. Can't really get a good indication of who they are, what they look like, but
So I'll just relay that. There's one guy out on his porch. Looks like he's seen better days. Otherwise, most folks are in their homes. But I haven't seen any black hands though.
I mean, maybe Thorn is hurting people. We should see what happened to him, right?
Yeah, that's a good place to start, I think.
Yeah. Are we all going in, or do you want me to go in and sneak my way there?
I think
You're going to where in town?
It's like right there. It's not in town. It's
to talk to the guy on his porch.
the guy who's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I mean,
I think at this point it's probably okay to make ourselves known. What do you think? I really don't know.
Listen, if I'm anything but a wise man, so
You can always go in first.
I'm just like, listen, none of us, like, we all stick out. I am the sneakiest.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are aware still that manned on the walls here that sort of overlook this place are black hands.
Yeah.
So even out of
yes.
even on the outer walls.
Like I said before, you'd have to make a series of checks or actively say like, hey, I want to look for a way to like really position ourselves to move in, or do something about the guard or something, or go in invisibly or something like that, or disguised or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, I could sneak in, but I won't be much good if I'm like a rat anyway. So I guess maybe I'll just hang out. And can I can I see the guards on the wall from where we are in the wood? Okay. So I can at least keep an eye on the guards and I don't know, fuck shit up if they start doing something crazy.
All right.
I can make. So maybe we should go in invisibly. Does that? I mean, I could either make one person invisible or two people.
I don't have a problem with the invisibility. My issue is once we get there, and then we can't talk to him invisible. I think that'd freak him out.
Right.
And then we would either have to be invisible again to leave.
Well, I got another idea.
What's that?
What if we send another little rat friend to like deliver a little letter, a little message? Like if you were sitting on your porch and a rat scurried up with like a note tied to him, I don't know. Would you read it? I would.
I guess I would.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Did Marcroft have like a seal or something? Like, is there like a symbol of like, the true king sort of thing that we could put on the note that we've seen?
Specifically with Marcroft, you're unfamiliar.
Okay.
You do know that there is Indigo wouldn't know this.
Sure.
But you can make an assumption and relay it to them.
Yeah, I'll kind of out loud be like, is there some sort of like symbol of freedom we could like put on it to sort of like let him know what's up?
Kaz, you know that, again, it would only be you who would kind of know.
Yeah.
You're aware that official documents like from the crown carry the king's seal.
Mm-hmm.
Make a history check to see if you actually know what the seal is. And if you can makeshift it.
But anyway, that would be the actual king seal.
That would be the king seal, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. Yeah, you have no idea what the seal is.
We could have like a symbol for the bared souls. Who's good at graphic design?
Maybe this can wait.
Where's Michaela? Do they exist in this world?
Well, we could put like a foot or something. I don't know. Just something to kind of like let them know like what this is.
None
about.
of us have regular feet. That was like the whole thing.
Oh well. Oh right.
That's so fun.
I guess my idea was going to be more like a hoof, really.
Yeah,
I don't know if the people out here would. I guess
they wouldn't.
I don't know if they know us that well or not.
Yeah, fair enough.
probably not. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna scope out a bit of a route that'll have me at least behind houses and stuff, and try and just like sneak there without being noticed.
All right.
That's I feel like that's our best move.
Should we tie a note to you?
I'll send my rat with you so that I'll right. Or are we all going? Or how's I guess you're the sneakiest.
Try to keep up. Come on.
Just you. How about I send my rat with you?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's sure. Give me the fucking black tongue rat.
There you go.
And I just like I put on like the edge of my jacket or something, just as far away from my face as I can. Where it's
I'll be here. I'll stand watch.
Yes, I'll stay hidden and I'll look through the rat's eyes.
So from
the eyes of the rat.
From where we are, I do want to like sort of like plan the route first.
Make a survival check.
Psh, I got this. Watch this. Ready? 13.
13. It's actually pretty solid. So you look around and you plan. You realize there is a path that you can take. It will require you to take your time. In addition to that, you'll have to be very aware of sort of almost every turn that you make, as far as you can tell. But there's a way to do it. You decide that in order to begin, you're going to get as close to where the peaks sort of wreath around the area as possible. That way you can stay towards the edge of any sort of vision. Unfortunately, the downside is your vision only extends so far as well. But it's the safest way to go. It's going to take a little bit of time. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. And because you're taking this sort of quote-unquote safe route, do it with advantage.
So that's a 1.
2 1s?
For a 14, but
2 1s.
Damn.
2 natural 1s.
So this is what happened. That's insane. That's so unlikely to happen, by the way. So this is what happens.
That's you. That's what happened.
You begin to make your way over, and you slowly but surely get to a point that unfortunately you could not have foreseen. You know that this is the safest way to go. You didn't necessarily see another path to take that you solely could make with just sort of sneaking around, besides going around this sort of long way, sticking to the edge of the Tempest Peaks. However, what you did not account for is as you got around towards the peaks, you sort of begin to shift. You move your way up a small, not a path, but for lack of a better word, a path that sort of presents itself to you, a natural path that moves up into the peaks. And as you do, you sort of are just moving along. You're keeping your eye out across the way. and you hear behind you. You turn, make a perception check.
8.
8. You look, and you swear a few dozen feet away from you, up, like away, you can see that there's sort of like the makings of what seems to be like the mouth of like a cavern type area, like a hole area upwards, like embedded in one of the cliff sides of the peaks.
Like this way?
Yep. And you hear again.
Do I hear that?
You guys are ways away.
Well, I hear I'm
The rat.
perceiving through the rat.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how it works. You can. Yes. You can speak, but you can't. You can speak, but you can't see or hear where you're still at. Does that make sense? Like your body, you can speak through yourself, but you can only see and hear what the rat sees and hears.
Yep.
So yes, you do hear this.
Would any knowledge tell me what I'm hearing?
Make a nature check.
15.
Should I put my ears?
Definitely sounds like some sort of a creature. Based on that, it sounds like labored breathing. So it could be asleep, or it could just be. It could either be asleep or it could be some sort of a, defensive type guttural bellow. So you're just uncertain what kind of creature it is.
I don't see, or like I don't know what it is. I don't see it at all. I don't see anything.
You don't see anything. You are positive that it is coming from that area above you. It's about 25 feet away. Again, you were kind of a ways up and around because you needed to get out of the way to sort of loop around.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is just at the outskirts of like the outskirts of the outskirts. This is like up in the peaks.
Can we actually like put
you guys?
out
Yeah,
there?
please do.
Just to kind of like,
Please put yourself on the map.
so that I can kind of keep it straight. So where is Kaz right now?
So Kaz is essentially.
I see. So he had to kind of take the long way around.
Yes, exactly. That's why. I mean, and then you guys can place yourselves over in the corners
You
there.
and I guess, are like kind of.
But in order to find a position that wouldn't reveal himself, he needed to take a long way around.
Yep.
And because as he was sneaking through, seemingly he is either noticed by something or has come across some sort of creature.
Okay.
So you can do whatever you'd like, but this is what you know.
How many black hands are on this stretch of wall?
There are. Well, you can't really see past this way.
Okay, sure.
But you can see that there are two manning this sort of
Two on
corner
this
area.
pillar, yeah.
And then there seems to be one here, and this is as far as you can see another one there.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna presume they're pretty thick on the wall.
I'm not getting closer to it by continuing, am I?
You would have to. You have to do one of two things if you wanted to sort of move. I mean, one of three things. You could either go back and try to figure out a different way, which would be difficult, or you could either attempt to slide down, and it's very steep here, or you would have to continue to go upwards a little bit more, closer to it, to get around to a safer area to go back, like to continue down the path where you want to infiltrate. So it's up to you.
I think I'm gonna try to slide down a little bit.
Okay. You sort of position yourself in a way to where you're moving away from this sound, and you sort of inch up to a little ledge where you can see it sort of slides down. You ballpark anywhere between 15 and 20 feet. It's just a sheer drop to like sort of another little like patch of like the earth where it's actually kind of perfect. You can tell that it's sort of covered from the line of sight still. However, it is a sheer drop.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to slide down, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 14.
You begin to slide down, and you brace yourself as best you can against the surface of the wall of the Tempest Peaks, and you just sort of slide down, and you maintain like a you know, a curved enough descent to where you're not just falling fucking forward and like crashing down. But as you descend, you sort of brace yourself on the ground. You do suffer 1 point of damage as your skin scrapes against the jagged rock, as you sort of have to brace yourself. But you do slide away, and you hear faintly. It doesn't get closer or anything. Seems to chill out.
Thank you, Von May. And I'm gonna continue along my way, I guess.
I will allow you to make another stealth check, this time straight.
What are the odds I'm gonna roll another nat 1, right?
I know, very high.
22.
Damn it, not high. 22. This time you're much more sure of yourself, now sort of out of the way of that
something.
Possibly deadly situation, who knows?
Actually, I'm gonna write down that that's there in case we can use that.
Yeah. All knowledge is good knowledge. Except the knowledge that makes you evil. Anyway, so evil knowledge. You slip through. You slip through. And this time you're a bit more sure of yourself as you begin to move through the dilapidated homes and some of them fully broken down and burnt living spaces here in the sort of outskirts of Aberlock. You move through up until the point to where you can see the gentleman who's just sort of posted up, leaned up against a chair on the porch of this home that is probably more so roughed up than some of its neighboring homes. It's very small. Seems to be probably be 1 or maybe 2 rooms total as far as you can tell from the outside. Small little porch, 1 chair that this young man is just sort of sitting on. You can see sort of is nodding off a little bit. He is maybe like you're sort of 1 home like across from him. You're just sort of posted up behind it. You can tell that there is an opening as some of the Black Hands are sort of patrolling the wall. At some point they have to like make a swap with the gentleman over like on the tower side, and they have to you sort of been watching some of their patterns as you've been moving, and as they sort of patrol around, there is a point where you can slip forward where neither of them seem to be looking out toward the outskirts. So you wait for that moment if you'd
You just
like.
watch the pattern that repeats over and over again.
That's correct.
So, you know,
it is the video game pattern. And then you eventually get in there. But an opening does present itself. How would you like to approach?
I'm gonna try to be kind of casual.
Okay.
Which is very funny if he saw any of me sneaking around, but just like a casual walk up and just like, what happened to you, mate?
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
10.
10. You sort of emerge.
Glassware. Otherwise, it would have been a 16.
You emerge.
Glass jail.
And you begin to sort of nonchalantly approach. And the gentleman just sort of notices you. Who are you?
I'm looking to help the people of this town. I'm a friend, I guess.
I told you, I've got nothing left. I got no other information. Please, whatever trick this is, that's all I have.
I take the leather armor out of my bag of holding and just drop it in front of him. I don't know who you've been talking to, mate, but I don't think I'm with them.
What's that?
What? Oh, it's leather armor. I was trying to be subtle about it. Basically, you've been wronged by the government of this town, correct?
Who are you?
I'm looking to change out the old guard.
Are you who they're looking for?
I'm one of them.
You cheeky bastard. Making it all the way around here.
It's practically my middle name's Cheeky.
You're the talk of the town, you know that.
I'm well aware, and I'm sort of banking on it, to be honest.
You know you got me about 15 licks because of the stunt you've been pulling.
Did I?
Yeah.
My apologies. I don't think Thorn is the right leader for this town, and I'm trying to get the right man back in charge. If that's caused you suffering, this my bad, I suppose. But I think we both know Thorn should not be leading this town.
Make another persuasion check.
Sure. Dice jail. That's a 5.
Can my rat take the help action?
Unfortunately, not.
He's just
Do a little
like
dance.
nodding.
My rat dance. I wish that would be wonderful.
Right up.
He looks at you, long and hard, and
Maybe so. I'll tell you this. You're not worth it. I kept my mouth shut. And I'll keep my mouth shut. But I'm not doing nothing.
We've already taken out Laurent, mate. We're a third of the way done. I suppose if you don't want to fight, that's fine. But if this is how your government treats you, I don't like your prospects either way.
I'd rather live than die. That's my only choice.
Do you have a family?
Not anymore.
Alright, well. If you change your mind, I take the leather armor, I put it back in my bag of holding. I don't understand the point of living if you're not working for a better tomorrow. But I understand that that's not everyone's cup of tea. I appreciate you keeping your mouth shut. And I will begin to walk away.
you start to walk away.
Mhm.
As you begin to leave, you hear, not loud, only enough so that you can hear.
You owe me 15 licks.
To be honest, you can take him whenever you want, mate.
Make one more persuasion check.
I don't know what die to use. None of them have been good to me.
They're all in jail like the people of this town.
Exactly. If you don't serve me.
No! That can't be a good omen.
Oh shit! Jesus Christ!
Did it end up on a nat 20? Because if it is, you gotta take it.
If it's on a nat 20, I'll allow you to take it. But if it's anything else, you gotta reroll. Oh, we can't find it. Too bad.
Ah, dang it.
I can't wait to find it later and be like, it wasn't nat 20.
Hey.
It is a dirty 20, though.
Dirty 20. He looks at you.
Maybe you're an honorable man. Listen. Whatever you're planning to do. He's a bad man. Not bad in the sense of selfish or mean. They're dangerous. Thorn is something else. Ibrahim's a right cunt.
I misheard you for a second.
It's heavy northern. Don't be fooled. Arrant is a prick too. Pompous one, probably the most pompous out of them. And if you really got Loren, good on you. He's good with the blade, probably best one of them. You'll need an army. And that's not an exaggeration. The bad men. If you find Autolycus, he's been thinking about this for some time.
Can you spell his name for me just so I write it down right?
AUTO. LO. CUS.
That's the Dragonborn.
Okay.
Tell him Maeve sent you. If you got his support in my 15 licks, then I'll fight with you.
What kind of weapon do you like to use?
Once upon a time, I was pretty good with a spear.
What I've got on me is a hand crossbow, a mace, and a pretty good longsword.
Closest thing out of them three to a spear is a longsword, I reckon.
And I pull out one of Laurent's long swords, and I drop the leather armor back in front of him.
What's the plan?
Right now, the plan is to gather an army. You lie in wait and you get better. I'll send out word when everyone's ready.
Hey. What's your name?
Captain Kaz. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Captain.
And he stands up. And he's taller than you expected him to be. He's like 6'5".
Oh god. This guy's like a foot taller than me.
Yeah. And he just sort of like adjusts his shoulder. He picks up the leather armor, picks up the sword, and he looks at it a little bit. Tosses it around. You hear the sharpness of the blade cut through the air.
Where'd you find this?
Oh, my good friend Laurent found it.
Duff cunt. And he walks back into his house.
It's my favorite band, Defcon.
Daft cunt. Daft cunt. Red band.
I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back to my peeps.
Making my way.
Making my way downtown.
Alright, well, we've armed one insurrectionist. His name is Maeve, and he wanted me to go towards Autolycus, if I'm saying that right.
Oh yeah, that's my man.
Yeah, he wanted me to tell him Maeve sent him. That's the blacksmith.
He didn't say where he was, did he?
He did not.
Well, we can check his shop, I suppose.
Yeah, well that's I mean, I know we gotta head on the other side of the gates anyway, but that's easier said than done. I could, you know, the last time I tried to send a little message in Aberlock, Ibrahim seemed to just know what was fucking happening. So I don't know. I mean, it could have been a coincidence, but I don't feel so comfortable. You know, I was kind of hoping that by the time we get through the gates, that's kind of our last time going through the gates.
How far is? I mean, I guess I'm ultimately wondering how far our rat can go from where we like if we were.
It can go as far as you want, but you can only communicate it with it for 100 feet. If it's like a normal find familiar, it can go as far as you want.
And I assume this is more than 100 feet to get to like the blacksmith's shop.
That is correct, yeah.
Well,
Sal, this map is correct in the sense that there is no wall between the slum and the mine.
That is correct.
if we find a good place to get in, we could go. I could go in disguise / invisible if we want to try to get closer that way.
Well, you might be able to just sneak on in invisibly. How many people can you make invisible?
Make 2 people invisible, and I can disguise myself. I think I can do both at the same time because I don't think disguise self is a concentration spell.
I don't think disguise will do much good. I don't think they're just going to let anyone that they don't recognize just waltzing on through when they're kind of on this high alert. I saw at least 4 guards up on the wall.
Well, if you wanted to go like as an animal that wouldn't be noticed, then me and Cass would go invisible.
Yeah. That's certainly possible. I just hate to get there and find that his shop is locked up.
Sure. Is there nowhere where we could hide and send a rat to be able to see into the shop? Now over here, obviously, it's going to be more heavily guarded, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, in theory, we could just send a rat and then just say like, go there and then come back, you know, and let us know what you see.
Is that something you can do?
In theory?
Yeah, I mean, you just basically can't.
You can't see through its
use
eyes.
the senses more than 100 feet
But
away.
it's able to communicate with us?
Well, once you can reconnect to it, then you know, in theory, that's kind of the way we've been playing it.
That's the way I play it.
Okay, then yeah, that could work.
Just give me a minute. I'm looking up to see if
We could scout out first.
I highly doubt it, but when I met him, I just want to see if he said like meet me in my shop or if he said like meet me. You know what I mean? No, he didn't say. Or at least I didn't write it down. Yeah, I mean, we can try sending one of the rats just to see if there's anybody out and about. I mean, otherwise, I don't imagine it. Like, how easy was it to? Nah. Just for the sake of drama, you don't want to have to go back and talk to Maeve right now. That sounds like a really dope way to separate. You know?
Yeah, it was really cool conversation. I feel like we ended it really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very satisfying.
But satisfying narratively.
I mean, is there any common knowledge sense that like most blacksmiths would live at their shop? You know what I'm saying? Like, so obviously I spent time with the blacksmith on Moor. I don't know if there's like any convention that would be like, yeah, he probably lives there because he gets up at the fucking crack of dawn and starts hammering away or like whatever, you know what I mean?
The blacksmith on Moor lived both at the shop was also his home.
Yeah.
There was it was like a double decker thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and the blacksmith shop is pretty sizable. It's not just like an outside anvil like the shop on Moor. So I'm gonna guess that he probably does live there.
Do we want to send a rat just to make sure?
From the conversations that I've had and the things that I know, it seems like that there's more than just like. I'm just gonna tell you like sort of. I'm gonna tell you out of character what I think Kill is probably thinking is that it's not just that they're super observant and they're just like watching for birds. Like I feel like there's some magical ward where like when things come in and out of the walls, they know.
This may not be that helpful, but near the Garland's house, there is a small bit where I was able to sort of get around the gate or the fence, the wall. There we go, it's a wall. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know how sneaky it's gonna be this time, but something we could scope out.
Yeah, we could try it. You basically mean going around here.
Yeah, that's how I got to the mine last time. Because the gate was closed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we also know that there's catacombs under Thorn's house that presumably, just because we know that there are also catacombs under the mine, you know, through the mine, that there might be ways to just.
We could just try going through the mine?
I don't know, maybe.
What was it? Yeah, so just so I don't think I was quite clear on this. So the mines where we left Abra, you said there's a way from there into the.
Who was that?
Evra?
the one I put stone.
The elf.
Oh, I forgot about her already. Yeah.
So you said there's a way from the mines into the prison or into
No, what I know, what Gore's told me is that there is a tunnel under Thorn's estate that goes to the stone home, but it sounded like it was a network of tunnels, and we know that in the mine itself there's also a network of tunnels. It just makes me think that maybe there might be one that connects from the mine to the stone home to Thorn's house.
Gotcha.
So it just might be an alternate way to get in.
You said there was. I mean, we basically explored the whole mines except for there was like a locked door, right, that we couldn't get past.
I don't think that's true because what was her name again? No, I'm just kidding. Avra came here from somewhere,
right? Yeah, she
right.
came
So
in for
like, so the passages continue to go somewhere. I just, we'd just be wandering. I also don't know. I mean, the mines might be heavily guarded right now, anyway. But
there was when I first got out to the mines, it looked like Thorn was trying to cast some sort of spell right outside, so it might not be safe, or maybe that's where we should be. I don't know shit about magic. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't know. Well, it sounds like from what you're saying, we're probably not going to be able to mobilize the militia until we get Autolycus on our side. So I guess
once we can arm people,
I guess we got to get inside the walls one way or another. So does that mean we just have to assume that they won't know the second we cross over the wall?
I mean,
Got to kind of play to your outs, right?
unless they, if they, I mean, I'm not sure what they would be aware of exactly.
if you want to send me in first, I'm the sneakiest, but I'm also, I think, the fastest. So if something does happen, my invisibility gets turned off, I can bolt like a motherfucker, just get right out of there, even maybe take a few people away from the gate so you guys can get in there. Or I'll get through, nothing happens, and you guys know it's safe.
Why don't... Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm wondering if, like, we should just check out the mine to see if it's, like, if there's a heavy guard presence there. It'd be great if we knew where Thorn fucking was. Like, if Thorn was still chilling at the mine and we knew his estate was clear. Although Ibrahim's probably there, too.
Well, unless they have some way of detecting, like, this is a magical rat or something, like, I think sending the rat would probably be safe.
All right.
Just like a rat,
Yeah, I mean, we're not out much.
How about I'll send my rat to go look inside the blacksmith's house and see who's in there. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
And then your rat's gonna check the mine.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we've got two of them.
Yeah.
I guess that's. I mean, how far is the
More
line?
than just a hat rack.
Would that be doable for it to get there?
I'm guessing that's more than 100 feet, but it can do the same
We can
thing.
at least
Nor's
go and
doing,
like observe and then come back and show us.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So all right.
All right, we'll do that.
That's right. So I'll send my rat to go. Tell my rat to go. I haven't been to the blacksmiths, have I?
Yeah, I'll send my rat to Autolycus' place.
And I'll send mine to. I'll have mine go look at just the outside of the mines, just want to see if it's guarded, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Just observe the outside of the mines and report back.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'll take a short rest.
Alrighty, perfect. You can roll for your short rest and stuff like that. Actually, everyone can technically roll for the short rest because you're not doing anything while the rats are doing that. So you can take a short rest right now.
I only have 3 HP down, and my Constitution is +2, so I think there's no way I
Spend
can
one
knock it
dice.
for
Yeah,
you.
no worries. Cool. So for the sake of brevity, you send the rats out. It does take some time. It takes anywhere between like an hour and an hour and a half for like you guys to get the full scope of the understanding of this back. I need both of you to make survival checks for the rat.
Okay.
For the rats.
For the rat. Oh, does the rat have a?
Yeah, give me a second.
Bonus.
I mean, it's probably not a bonus. Doesn't have any bonuses actually.
This rat.
So
is
it would
not
just
wise.
be. It's just even.
Just a flat
Even flat roll.
13.
8.
13 and 8. It takes some time, about an hour and a half, for them to get back to you.
first and foremost, the mine, as far as you can tell, as you're sort of receiving this information from the rat, there does seem to be one guard sort of posted out on the mouth of the mine. He's sort of leaned up against the left side of it. Does not seem to be paying too much attention. Dozing off, sort of lackadaisical, as far as you can tell. As far as Autolycus's blacksmith, you pass through, and as you sort of receive this information back, you see that he, at least at the time, was outside hammering away at his anvil and stuff, seemingly like a normal day.
Okay.
The images that you sort of receive back of the trip there, there seems to be no one out at all. He seems to be the only person outside. There are many guards sort of stationed at like the ends of streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or rather, there is a guard stationed at the end of nearly every street. It's not necessarily many guards, but it seems that every one that would, be available to sort of have a shift or whatever for the Black Hands, they're out. Okay. Whether they be on the wall or inside.
All right. Well, I guess I can go.
In like how small can you get as a mile shape? Are you limited in terms of like?
I can go into the quantum realm, but it would take me 100 years to travel that 200 feet.
You become what's it called? That like the tardigrade or something like that.
Yeah, water bear. Yeah.
Get them water bears.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I can become a rat.
And actually, because I think I can turn myself into Kaz invisible, but our rats would still be visible. So it would just be like
correct.
a group of rats, basically.
Yeah,
Cool.
just a gaggle of rats.
Yeah.
A rat pack.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should probably all try to go.
We should.
Because maybe he can house us for a minute,
Yeah. Can our we still need to find an approach to get in without being seen, right? Or I mean.
Well, I mean the rat was able to make its way in, so
I guess,
either it went through the front or it went around.
As long as us who are invisible can get in somehow, like I don't know if they were like, did the rats have to go through like a hole in a wall or something?
Well, the gate is open.
The gate is open.
Gate is open.
You could maybe just slip in that way.
If you're invisible and we pass without trace, I would guess we can just walk through the front gate. I would guess.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not foolproof, but
Sure.
Let me go first. If I get uninvisible, I'll run like the Dickens, and I'll make my way back here by tomorrow, I suppose.
Well, do you want to just when you say you go first, like
Just like I'm gonna go. If nothing happens, then we're good. If I don't come back in like 5 minutes, I've made it. Otherwise, you'll see me running from
Okay, I
probably
see.
a hail of arrows.
like if there is some kind of like magical.
Yeah, if there's like a magical checkpoint,
okay.
which makes me no longer invisible.
All right. Do we think that the front gate is the best way, or do you think we can sneak around that backside by the?
To be honest, and I'm trying really hard to remember the terrain where I left. I do think it was a bit difficult for me to get through there.
All right.
My fear is that maybe, if I'm remembering correctly or at all, that it was more of a thing like I could get out, but I would not be able to get back in.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess let's use the Evergraze as cover, and just position ourselves by the gate, and then you'll make the two of you invisible.
Yeah, but then just Kaz will go first.
And
Well, how will I know when? I guess. Okay, so I'll like wait 5 minutes, and if I don't see you running out, or I guess actually, if your invisible goes down, mine would too, wouldn't it? Or how does that
no,
work?
Who knows? Probably not.
no, it's not.
No, it's only based on your concentration.
I
And also,
He would only He would only stop being invisible if he
attacked. Would I go invisible if he attacked?
No.
Let's pretend someone cast Dispel Magic on me.
Your invisibility would drop, his would stay up.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless he was caught in that Dispel Magic.
Right.
I see. So yeah, well, basically, so you'll go first. I'll wait 5 minutes. If nothing happens, then I'll go as well.
All right. Sounds like a plan
And
to
then
me.
you'll you want to go with me or? Like awesome. You and the rats go with me, or
Yeah, I mean, if he's the guinea pig, then yeah.
okay.
And yeah, hopefully they don't. I mean,
I hope everything's all right.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it'll be fine.
Yes, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Cast
So-
a spell, baby.
So
Invisible rat boy.
Yeah,
Rat boy.
yeah. And but before I turn into a rat, I am gonna cast Pass Without Trace on the three of us
Very nice.
and the rats.
Yeah, rats included. You guys get plus 10 to yourself
Yeah,
for
and
the next hour,
and advantage
and advantage
because of his
invisibility. I was like, damn,
stealth.
that's
Be
about
advantage
the
on stealth as well.
with invisibility.
Oh, because it could be because of this.
3 to stealth now, then.
God damn, that's nuts. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
There will be no footprints. Not taking any chances on this shit.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
Cool.
So, you cast invisibility on both yourself and Kaz. Go ahead and make sure you're marking off the level above, so that's good. I need everybody to go ahead and give me stealth checks with advantage. Well, except for Kill, because he's not
The rats
invisible.
as well?
The rats can take stealth checks, but it's going to be plus 10.
37.
Yeah, of course. You lose track of yourself. Who am I?
Who am I?
So I'll roll for the rats.
I got a 27. Ooh, my rat got a nat 1 for
No,
a
you're not.
total
Oh,
of.
sorry. Go ahead.
It'd be 11.
Does the rats have a stealth bonus?
No.
So that
It
would be
11.
11.
Wait, you rolled for your rat?
Yeah.
Is your...
Or are
The rat would
going-
not be invisible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Are the rats stealthing?
I mean, yeah.
Sure.
What if you be like, hey, that rat looks suspicious?
It's just for
crouching
my,
while it's walking.
it's just for my sake.
So I got a 21 for me, and then I rolled a 13 for the rat.
Great. So, you begin to meander your way up to which gate are you going to?
I mean, this is the only gate,
Oh,
right?
excuse me. Yes, my bad. I meant to say like which space. So either there or there. So, gotcha. You move, meandering up to the front gate, and you sort of position yourselves to where you are. It's the quickest route from outside to inside.
Yeah.
Kaz, you begin to make your way first, and as you just sort of slowly creep up, watching where you step, and you notice as you pick up your foot, because of the magic that Kill sort of bestowed upon you, as you set it down, you make no sound, and the grass underneath you doesn't even really buckle too much. It's as if it's just sort of shifting out of the way, but it's impossible to tell unless you were really, really looking for it. And you make your way up to the gate, by which there are two black hands sort of flanking on both sides and two on top. You approach. They don't seem to notice or hear anything. You sort of very slowly, very calmly, holding your breath, move past them. You get just up to the threshold of the gate. And you take your first step through the threshold, and we'll take a break right there.
you bitch.
Fuck you.
We'll be right back, you guys. We're going to use the bathroom. I have to piss. And then we'll be right back, so stay tuned to see whether or not this plan comes to fruition or not.
Yeah.
Very good shit. We'll see you soon. Hell yeah, guys.
Definitely got caught.
So good. Well done.
I just wanted to be the first.
Yeah, that was nice. Welcome back, everybody. Holy moly. Okay, so when we left off, goddamn, that got me. A verbal sack tap, if you will. That was good. So, Sirikaz, as you approach the cusp of the front gate of the town of Aberlock, you're just moments away from the threshold that separates the outside from the inn. You begin to walk in between the two Blackhand guards, who are none the wiser as you are covered by the cloak of the magic that your companion Kill cast upon you, the Pass Without a Trace spell, muffling your footsteps and keeping you relatively undetected as you move. In addition to that, the invisibility spell that Indigo lit upon you is still holding strong. You are virtually undetectable.
And as you bring your foot up to pass through the threshold to take that first step back into Aberlock, your foot hits the ground and you continue forward, seemingly undetected.
I give a thumbs up.
That no one can see. Yes. The tiniest thumbs up that ever was.
I've been waiting for that bit.
Party drink!
Oh, perfect.
Welcome back.
Party is invited to drink of their own volition.
Yes, the party is encouraged to do whatever they'd like. Oh, thanks for bringing it back, everybody.
Suddenly so thirsty.
I got a stronger bit there.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Yeah. I don't know if it like settled or
This
something.
is just water. This is green water. Oh, by the way, our stamina potions are provided to us tonight by Garrett, as always. He's a mastermind, and I just want to give him a little shout out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Garrett. And now a rain of arrows comes down. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, please.
Oh, shite.
Oh, come. Anyways.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe. I know. I got you again. Good.
I wait a minute or so,
Yep.
and then because I'm still fully intelligent, I just kind of like look at the other two rats, and I'm just like,
Squeaker squeaking. And the other rats, they look at you and they go, "It's squeaking time." And then they just fucking, yeah, you roll out as a little triangle. Indigo, you do see the rats begin to move.
Yeah, I'll follow the
Follow
rest.
suit. Sounds good. Each of you, one by one, begin to pass through. However, Kill, as you begin to move through, Indigo, you pass through undetected. The rat who's sort of by you to the right, as you're all sort of scurrying around, trying to stay as like, you know, out of the way as possible and not trying to draw your attention that you're just like a triangle of rats moving forward. Indigo's rat that begins to follow seems to sort of maneuver in a way that one of the guards seems to just sort of look over and go. You overhear them say, "Oh, fuck it. Oh, gross. Come here." And both of the guards move over to go like attempt to shoo the rat away. As they go, "Shoo, get out of here." And the rat just sort of scurries around a little bit. And then and then it just sort of goes, and then the two guards go, "Oh shit!" And it just sort of scurries up one of its legs real quick, and then it goes up the guard's leg, and it goes, "Oh shit!" And it jumps off, but just before like reaching up and gnawing just right at the crevice of his crotch, as he goes, "Oh fuck!" and sort of doubles over a little bit, and then the other one goes, "Oh shit! What the fuck?
That's
This
my
rat's
rat,
nuts!"
right? Right.
And then it just sort of hops down as you sort of watch it. You're kind of just like, as a rat, you're like, and it just goes. And rat shrug, and then you all just sort of make it through the threshold while the two guards are figuring that shit out.
I'm glad we got the rat sack.
Rat sack tap, the rat pack sat tap,
I
brother.
think to myself, I have notes.
That RSP, brother.
That's RSP, dog. Anyways, welcome back to the town of Everlock.
Yeah, we're heading over to that blacksmith's, baby.
Yeah, so obviously I can't see the humanoids, but I'll just start scurrying my way over to the blacksmith.
Hell yeah. You all begin to meander over to where Kill is leading you in his rat form to Autolycus's. And as you begin to approach, you hear in the distance clink, clink, clink. As you begin to approach, from a little ways away, you can see the large burly dragonborn slamming away at what seems to be a longsword, or at least the makings of a longsword. Middle of the day at this point, probably closer to 1, maybe 2. Doesn't seem to be anyone around except for in the distance off to the right at the sort of beginning of a street in the more well-to-do residential area. There seems to be a patrolling black hand just walking through. No one, you can actually, everybody make an insight check.
17.
6.
Kill. As far as you can tell, while the town seems to be, at least the guard seems to be on high alert, the people inside, or at least as well as the one by the mine, they don't seem to be like as like fired up about this. This is sort of just like, oh my god, like you can see the the meandering guard doing his patrol there.
So there's like a big presence, but not necessarily like a passion for any of it.
At the very least, with some of the guards that you've seen, some of the guards on the wall do seem to be intently looking out and stuff, but inside the town, you get the idea that they aren't as aware, or at least as alert.
Okay, got it. So Autolycus is working outside the home. Is the door to his home closed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Is there perhaps an open window?
There is.
Open wide enough for a medium small tiefling to get through.
You'd have to open it up like fully. It's sort of cracked in the sense of like letting a breeze in.
Okay. So, is there anyone around? Anyone watching?
I mean, Autolycus is around. He seems to be in the midst of his work.
I want to whisper in Autolycus's ear.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Come inside. We need to talk. Revolution is upon us.
Maeve sent us.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh yeah, did I hear the Maeve sent us thing?
I did tell you that we were to tell Autolycus that.
I don't know if it's too late to whatever.
It is.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You say this, and there's a brief moment where he's sort of bringing the hammer back, and is in the midst of about to swing down as you say this, and there's a brief moment of hesitation, but he follows through and slams it. Slams again. Holds it up. Puts it down on sort of his outdoor work table.
It's about time.
He walks over to the door, opens it wide, sort of turns and looks out to the world, and just sort of stretches for a second.
I'll slip inside.
As he's
yeah.
As Jamie's slipping inside,
Very good.
I will scurry in.
Scurry inside.
I'll tell my rat to scurry in as well.
Sure.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I'm also scurrying in.
Just yourself. That's great. I love that for you.
Little rat boy.
Yeah.
Little 5-6 piece of shit boy.
He sort of finishes stretching, sort of cracks his neck, looks out. You see him sort of mark a couple things, reaches for the handle, and he shuts the door. He sort of cracks his knuckles.
Is it just you? Voice on the wind.
No, there are several of us here.
Very good.
Maeve sent us.
Thought that fool's spirit was broken. Bad souls, I assume.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are the talk of the town.
That's what Maeve was saying.
Would you mind revealing yourselves, or?
I would love to, personally. It's not really in my control.
Well, I mean, you could if you want. I think you could.
Can
I mean, you could nut tap him and that would do it. but I'll say it actually. I mean, I don't know how long have you been invisible for so far?
Some time, probably like 20 minutes.
Okay. It might behoove us to remain invisible in case we need to move on to another destination.
Where are you heading out to?
Right?
Well, here's kind of what we're thinking. The plan, as I understand it, is basically to arm as many of the villagers as possible, and while they sort of are, creating a disturbance, we can take action necessary to take back the town.
Make a persuasion check.
22.
Fine plan. Bit dangerous,
Yes, it certainly is.
but well worth it. I've been preparing for something like this for some time. To be honest, I feared that it would have to be me to rally the people,
Well, we'll certainly need your help.
of which you will have. But what we really need is a blade in the dark. Are you willing to be that?
It's honestly kind of what I'm best at.
Is there like a couch or anything? Like what's the furnishings in this home?
It seems to be one larger room with a set of stairs on the side that sort of leads up to you assume to be a bedroom. But this sort of downstairs room, you can see most of it is set for like a place of for merchandise. So there's a handful of like equipment and stuff. There's a bench and a table and a desk sort of behind it. You can see that there's a bunch of inventory, and then to the left there seems to be just like an open kitchen.
Okay.
And he says,
Good. For the past few months, since my services were focused on a certain task, providing weapons for the council, the Black Ends. Every day that I would forge a weapon for them, I would work into the night and forge another for us. I have a cache hidden away. A good many a blade, a good many a breastplate, a good many a shield. There's an abandoned watchtower not too far outside of the city. Difficult to traverse with all the guardsmen around, but not impossible. Not for me. I'm one of the lucky few who, with an escort, are allowed outside the walls. Not to go far. To the Crown Sport here and there for supplies. We can retrieve this cache, these weapons. And we can bolster the people. It might take some convincing for some of them. Maeve, God's with him, always looking for a fight. Some of the others are a bit more subdued. I will do what I can. In the meantime, what will you do?
I suppose.
I was gonna look to. Well, I was gonna look to Kaz, and I realized he can't see me. So.
Yep.
Well. Yes. I'm gonna do a quick insight just to make sure I can actually trust this guy.
Yeah,
He's
for
not
sure.
playing us or something.
absolutely.
Dirty 20.
30-20. You can really see that it's very evident that it's like there was a tension about him that once you sort of whispered the word revolution to him, almost lifted from his tense, broad shoulders. It was as if he was waiting to hear this call to action for a long time.
We're trying to keep this this part of it under wraps from the general sort of public, but you seem quite trustworthy. We want to release the prisoners from Stoneholm.
That's quite the noble gesture. To be honest with you, I'm not so certain how one could go about doing that without causing quite the commotion. Which, if that's a part of the plan, great. If you plan on doing that covertly, I'm not so sure how. At least, I don't have any ideas.
I have a feeling there will be a commotion, but hopefully with your efforts and those of the other people in town, we won't face quite so much of the guards' focus.
What will we do about Lord Thorn and the council? You're planning on getting the uprising going and breaking into the Stoneholm.
Do you know where Thorn is?
Last I heard, he was doing something within the mines. Not entirely sure.
Loren already lays dead. If Thorn is in the mines, then our only obstacles are Ibrahim and maybe Errant.
Perhaps, yes. Ibrahim, if I was a betting man, would be at the estate. Not entirely sure, though. As for Errant, after, well, what I overheard, Lord Thorn does not seem to be too happy with him. So, I don't know where he is.
That makes sense. He might be in Stoneholm for all we know.
If the true ruler of Aberlock was released, what do you think Thorn's response would be? Would he just try to kill him, or why hasn't he killed him up to this point?
Thorn is a confounding individual. There's always something going on in the back of his mind. For a long time, I thought it was simply the mechanizations of Ibrahim puppeteering him. But once you get to know, you would see that he is too headstrong a man to be controlled by one such as Ibrahim. It doesn't make sense to me why he would keep him alive, either. But he must have some reason. He always does.
Tell me, of the Black Hand, are they as much a victim of this government as everyone else? Or are they recruited from somewhere else?
Some are. Some appreciate the power. Maeve was one of them. Was forced to do some unfortunate things. Wasn't what he thought it was going to be. It was amicable when he stepped away from it at first. And suddenly things started to go wrong every which way. Suddenly, his parents owed more taxes than they could afford. Suddenly, they had to move to the outskirts. Suddenly, they couldn't pay again. Suddenly, they were gone.
Alright. Well, then we shan't needlessly kill the Black Hand. Maybe some will even turn to our side once they see the way the the fight is going.
Perhaps, yes. Don't be fooled, though. The lot of them are wolves. Discerning between them may prove difficult.
We have suspected that Thorn and perhaps others in his sort of inner circle have been serving a higher power, not necessarily the god that he publicly proclaims to worship, but perhaps something else. Do you know anything about that, or seen anything unusual to that effect?
My apologies. Personally, no. There are always the rumors of what he has gotten up to in the dead of night, but...
What sort of rumors?
Well, it's no secret that he hunts, but it's rare that anyone sees him return with a trophy. Every once in a while, something is imported in, at least that's what I believe. So, whether he finds that in the Evergrays, sends it out to get stuffed or what have you, I don't know. Because, when your Lord Governor goes out in the middle of the night and hunts and doesn't return with anything, suggests that it's successful. Rumors spread about what exactly it is he's hunting.
Yes.
Actually, we've seen it. He hunts those little monkey-like things out in the Evergrays. Sort of feeds this axe of his its blood, which is very unsettling. I don't know how much you know about like magic stuff. I know nothing, but
I know enough to temper my blades to be more readily equipped by Arcanum, but that is a little above me. Disturbing, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I apologize, I have not heard of anything that would suggest that besides what you just told me. If anyone would be more familiar, I suppose Maeve, perhaps, if he had heard anything during his time of service. If you were able to get into his estate, I'm sure you could find something if that were the case. But I do not know.
Right. Well, are you good? Like, as far as the plan goes? Like, anything else you need?
I think I am okay for now. I will retrieve my little hoard.
Is there any advice you could give about how to best get a large group of people? People mostly seem to stay in their houses. I don't know if I don't believe going door to door is very effective, and I'll get caught pretty quick.
I think for now, if you have invigorated young Maeve, as I believe you have, he will do some of the legwork, and I will pick up the slack from there. I know how to get word around. Been doing it for some time.
Wonderful.
Very good. Right then. Well, I suppose we should probably get moving.
What can we expect? Should we meet again before any larger things occur, or...
I'll make sure to approach you and Maeve before we move anyone.
Good.
The last thing we want to do is attack before we're ready.
Good. Alright then. I will do what I must.
Thank you.
Great wing shroud you.
And he turns to the door. And he opens it. He steps out first. He sort of stretches again, grabs his hammer, grabs the sword that he was working on.
Hey, real quick, where are we going now?
We're either going to the manor or leaving town.
I say we go to the manor.
All right.
Gil, nod if that's works for you.
I give a confused shrug.
Rat shrug.
Going back to Thorn's Manor, it is.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You begin to make your way through the streets. You are still under the effects of the Pass Without a Trace and your invisibility. However, do be aware at this point you probably only have about a half hour of both of those things left.
Yep.
You begin to make your way through the streets. No one notices you whatsoever. Every once in a while, a guard just kind of like looks over and goes, "Ugh," in disgust at some of the rats that just
Dude,
sort of
3
like
rats in a triangle formation.
Oh, gross! Oh, gross! 3 rats in a trench coat. That's disgusting.
I
But
hate triangles.
triangles are disgusting.
If I see one more goddamn delta,
If I ever see a third-sided polygon, I'm gonna kill myself. So, they continue on, and eventually you make your way to the grounds of Lord Thorn's estate. Everyone, give me perception checks.
Oh, with guidance. I keep forgetting.
Guidance.
To Garrett.
Oh shit! I fucking hit my mic.
16.
18.
Was that your first ability check, or have I missed like 8 of them?
You
18 total.
Several.
Yeah.
I don't think I've made any in a while, so you might be all right.
Yeah. It's all good.
Not in a while, yeah.
Everyone did very well in those rolls, though.
Yeah.
As you look about this area, you notice that there really isn't really much going on around here. There is a single guard sort of at the front door, but it seems that most of the rest of the guard is posted up around the gates. You can make any inference about that as you'd want, but this estate is not particularly well guarded by any means. There are many windows. None of them seem to be open by any means. But the front door is only guarded by one person. You actually look around a little bit. There doesn't really seem to be anybody like patrolling the streets around here either. So it really just seems to be this one black hand.
Should we just go get Ibrahim?
I mean, if I imagine we might run into him, I'm certainly have no qualms with dealing with him if we do.
I mean, it's like this fucking. There's no one here.
Are there other doors other than the front door?
You are there's a door in the back. You've been here before for the soiree. There is a back door that you use to go to the outhouses.
Is that door guarded?
You'd have to go around and see.
Let's go around and see.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You begin to sneak around to the other side. There is a handful of landscaping and like shrubbery that just sort of wreaths around the backyard area to sort of keep it closed off. So you would have to pass through there or try to like scale the side of the building and like hop over on the side or get on top of the roof if you didn't want to like. Pass Without a Trace is really good, but it doesn't stop you from going through a fucking shrub and not making any sound or noise.
Sure.
You could certainly try. I would have to have you make another stealth check, which you'd get a bunch of bonuses for, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but you know, DC would be half decent, so it's up to you guys. Do you want to try to scale and try with those ability checks, or do you want to try with just straight stealth?
I mean, our stealth is really good.
I would much rather stealth.
Yeah, we can stealth.
Sounds great. Go ahead and make additional stealth checks. You still have your plus 10. You still have advantage with the exception of kill in the rats.
Damn. I got a 3 and a 1 on this one. So that's going to be 14 for me.
Okay.
I got a 24.
Cool.
42.
Jesus Christ.
I rolled a 19 on the
Oh
die.
my god, you guys.
Rat got 15. Wait,
Okay.
is it plus 10 it's getting?
Yeah, plus 10.
Rat got 15.
My rat is 24.
Okay. So with a very heavy majority success, and like deep into the success, it is no problem for each of you. Indigo, you do have to take a little bit more time for yourself to pass through, but you all sort of find different points in the yard to sort of infiltrate passing through the shrubbery. The rats very quickly sneak under. It's not a problem for them. And you do go for it. And you do...
I'm gonna do this.
Okay. You pass over. Kaz actually takes the opportunity to just sort of leap over one of them and do like a little bit of a roll inside.
Hell yeah.
But Indigo, you kind of
And then
obligate.
verbally says, hell yeah.
And then he sort of goes, "Oh, I'm dope as fuck," and no one hears it because it's just so silent. But Indigo, you opt for the like getting on your belly and sort of crawling like as slowly as you can without making much noise, and you do pass through. As you all sort of emerge to the other side, you see that there is no one guarding the back door.
There's no one around here. There's just the outhouses, the backyard, and the door leading in.
I'm gonna take a close look at the door.
Okay.
Knowing that he had like booby trapped upstairs.
Make an investigation check.
Cool. I'm so good at these. That's a 6, baby.
6. You do. I mean, the first thing that you do is just sort of check the handle just to see. It is locked.
Okay.
It's hard to tell from the outside if it is trapped in any way. But I mean, you're relatively certain that it's not. It's definitely locked though.
If I use my thieves tools, am I gonna undo my invisibility?
It should only, if you, it says it only goes away if you attack or cast a spell.
So you're good.
Let's try to pick this lock.
Pick that lock, baby. I'd like to pick this lock, please.
I just add proficiency, right?
Dex plus proficiency.
Okay. 21.
You take some time. You fart a little bit. You go. And then you kind of hear like a. Oh,
Squeaky door.
shit, squeaky door.
That's the door.
I swear to God, I can do it again. I can make it sound again. It squeaks open just a little bit.
I send my rat scurrying in.
Oh, okay.
Rat scurries.
I did sort of want to check, like, just the ground, just see if there's like a tripwire or something behind it.
Sure.
I feel like
As long as it's not rat level.
as long as it's not rat level, we're fine. I'm worried about it.
Gotcha. Make another investigation check.
Dirty one.
Dirty one.
Dirty one. I have a -1 to my intelligence
dear.
checks.
You look down. You don't see a tripwire.
Dope. I'm gonna throw it open.
I kicked the fucking door down. No, you open the door.
Yeah.
And you begin to pass through. As you open and you take your first step in, as you sort of break the threshold of this door, suddenly the hallway in front of you, it's very short because it leads into like sort of a separate small little foyer room that you remember leads back into another hallway that leads into the main sort of hall from the entrance, the front entrance. Suddenly, as you step through, the sides of your vision go dark for a moment. In the hall, that darkness is enveloped fully in front of you. It just, like a swift shadow, consumes the light in front of you. But you can still see sort of the outlines of walls and the crevices of corners to form a ceiling in the floor. And you sort of instinctively step forward and stop, and you turn around, and you're still holding onto the door. You can see the door, but now it is a pitch ebony black. And you look behind you, and it's just an endless corridor of black. And then you look forward again, and you can see standing not too far away from you is a black flame that is like wreathing around this corridor. And you hear, "You must choose one."
Between Thorn and Stant.
Give a name.
You know what? I think there's only one that I need help with. Ilan Thorn.
Marked for death.
And the flames and your vision returns to you, and you see the corridor in front of you normally. You feel within you there is a fire lit once per day. And I will add this later. Once per day, you may cast the Hunter's Mark spell
Nice.
on Illan Thorn and Illan Thorn only.
Okay.
It will grant you an additional 2d6, not 1d6, per successful attack against him.
Okay.
And the range by which you can track him increases up to 1,000 feet.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Here's my
It will
warlock
also,
arc.
it will also not count as a concentration spell, and will last up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Incredible.
Shit. Let's go.
Incredible.
Continue forward.
Yeah, I mean, they're invisible, so I'm basically on my own time. I'm walking in.
Sure.
That's why I sent the one rat first.
I'll kind of keep my rat with me, so you kind of like know where I am. Like I said, I didn't say this, so you won't know this is the case. But I'll keep my rat with me, so you kind of know where I.
The rat is following my command.
Fair enough.
We are the rat.
We are the rat.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll head in.
Very good.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are you guys heading about to? The kitchen? The dining room? The upstairs?
Have I been in this house before?
No,
Oh, no, you have not.
he hasn't.
You stay here.
So I'll just kind of like. Hey,
Or you
Cass,
stayed in the inn.
You lead the way. I don't know where I'm going here.
But here, where are you? Where are you about? Just try to grab your arm or something.
Sack tap?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fucking got him.
If we were naming episodes, this episode would be named Sack Tap.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm going to say that we probably head upstairs. Just because I know that that's where Ibrahim's like study is. I just want to see what that bastard's up to. We don't have to dining room now. But
Well, I can't see either of them.
You can't. So where are you?
well, I'm saying it to him. I'm saying,
Oh,
sorry.
you're telling me
exactly
you're
like that.
heading
Actually,
upstairs.
change the accent and everything.
All right.
I know Ibrahim's studies upstairs, so maybe we should see what he's doing. See if there's something that we need to stop. Something that might make him or the Black Hand more powerful.
And this is a stage whisper. He's quieter than this.
Of course.
But this is a stage whisper.
Maybe we should go upstairs.
Very good.
Yes, that's might be better to deal with him alone than with others. Yes.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'll
let you know.
I'll head towards where I know the stairs to be.
Okay. We can make your way up the stairs.
Once we get to the top of the stairs, I'm checking that spot where I knew there was a trap before.
Make an investigation check with advantage.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. I know what it looks like here. Come on, one of them's got to be good. 10.
Get up to the top of the stairs. Mm-hmm. You look. There's that same little seam just at the top.
All right, there's some sort of like seam here. I think it might be some sort of trap. Do you know how to fucking deal with the trap at all? Because I can't. I can't point. Fuck. Look at the top stair.
I mean, I'm assuming I see this.
Yeah, he points it out. You can see it now.
I pointed out.
Yeah.
He says, "Look at the top of the stairs." You
Can
guys
I,
do yes.
can I like suss out? Like it's not an actual. I know it wouldn't be physical, but it's when you say there's a seam. What remind me what it looks like?
So it's, for all intents and purposes, sort of ever so slightly like indented into the wooden floor. Like there's a wood plank that makes up like the bottom of this second story, and it is like indented in there.
Okay.
It's very slight. Yeah, it's very slight.
It's actually just where the carpet is like nailed to the floor.
But there's like like you have to see it through a correct angle, and Kaz points it out or guides you verbally, and you can see there's a slight sheen, like a shine, to where like you can see that there's some sort of, I guess it's like a wire. I guess, for lack of a better word, there's something laid within it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know how to sort of like disarm that sort of thing? Like I don't really know how rogues do. Sort of like
I'm not even really sure what I'm looking at. It's just like I just see a seam.
It's a spell.
oh, it's a spell.
Is it a spell?
I'm thinking it's a spell. I mean, I'm a rat, so this is.
I am a rat. Yeah.
I mean, would
Having seen this thing, can I make an Arcana check?
Make an Arcana check, baby.
Wait, can you? Maybe your rat can communicate with him. Communicate with you. They both speak rat.
I'll allow it.
All right.
Rat speak.
Arcana. 13.
13. You study it for a bit, and it definitely makes sense. Like, mechanically, this wouldn't make sense at all for it to be a physical trap. Like, there's no way to trigger it, really. You would have no idea why it would be, like, essentially hidden within the board, right? Like, if it was a physical trap, it should be above it so someone could physically trip it. I mean, you are aware that there is magic that would be able to alert someone if they either used an object or passed, or like, you know, walked by wherever like the enchanted area was. You don't necessarily know the specific incantation that caused this, but I mean, you know that there's a rudimentary, at the very least, spell that can do this. You just don't know if that was the exact spell that did it.
Yes, it is definitely a spell.
Well, quite beyond my purview.
I'm gonna kind of make a show of like turning around and scurrying back down the stairs, and I'm gonna head into the kitchen.
Okay. Do you guys follow?
Yeah, I'll follow.
I suppose if we can't do anything here, it's probably some sort of alarm. So
You make your way first into the dining room. You see again that there is a door all the way to the right at one end of the dining room, and you are familiar with the kitchen that is all the way to the front left, which is by the piano that sort of sits alone. There doesn't seem to be anyone inside the at least this portion of the estate. You do seem to hear Kill, at least with your passive. You do seem to hear some sort of noise coming from the room on the right.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be like any sort of verbal sound, like any sort of conversation or anything, but you do hear just some sort of like every once in a while you can sort of hear like a every once in a while.
they're loading a shotgun.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll continue into the dining room.
Okay. Into the kitchen or the...
I'm sorry, into the kitchen. Yeah.
Gotcha. You make your way to the left into the kitchen. You pass by the piano, and as you arrive, you can see that this is, you know, I mean, it's rather large. There's a butcher's sort of table in the middle with a butcher knife that is just sort of embedded in it. There's a bunch of sort of unfinished meals around, or it seems like maybe someone was in the process of doing something and then just sort of got up and left. There's a whole bunch of barrels around with different foods in them and whatnot. A lot of dried foods and you know, packaged things around here. And then there's a very large sort of tapestry under the butcher's table in the middle.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop my wild shape.
Okay, you do so.
Yep.
Kill appears in front of you all.
Yeah. Did you guys follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and draw back the tapestry.
Okay. You shift the table out of the way. Do you do so? Do you try to do so quietly?
I do.
Okay, make a stealth check. Amazing.
It's 29.
29. You, with the help of your friends, lift it up, move it over silently, set it down silently, and you peel back the tapestry, and under it does reveal a sort of 5x5 sort of cellar type trapdoor.
There are no other doors in the kitchen, right?
No, there are a couple windows though.
Yeah. Okay. So it only goes into the dining room. Yeah. Go ahead and I'll just take a good look at the door, the trap door, and see if it looks like it's, you know, rigged at all or something. I don't imagine it would be. But...
Okay. You can get a better understanding by using investigation, or you could try to use perception. The DC will be higher on perception than it will be on investigation.
I'll just use perception anyway.
Okay, go for it.
Don't tell me what to do.
25.
25. You look, I mean, from here at the very least, like, you don't see any part of it that could be trapped. Obviously you can't tell if it's like barred behind or locked or whatever, because you haven't tried it yet. But doesn't look trapped at all.
Okay. I'll just say to them quietly, I'll just say, I imagine that invisibility is going to wear off shortly, so let's see if we can't hide out down here. And I lift the door.
You lift it, and it opens up, and you can see that there's like a ladder that leads sort of straight down. It's rather dark down there, but you have dark vision, right?
I put my goggles on.
You put your goggles on, and you can see down. It goes down about 40 feet underneath. It's pitch black down there, but you can see the bottom, and it seems to be, at least here, relatively smooth, like walls and stuff. So,
can I? You said there was a bunch of like sort of half-finished meals and stuff, and obviously it's a kitchen. Can I
half finished in preparation,
yeah,
not
yeah.
half finished in consumption.
Yeah. Can I retcon slightly, and before I go down, see if is there like a big like like a pasta pot or like some big soup pot or something?
There's definitely a big Like, I mean, there's also like a cauldron sort of in the corner as well, but there is like a very large like iron pot.
Yeah. If there's just like a big iron pot that's a little more manageable to take down a ladder than like a cauldron, I would want to grab that.
Okay.
Take that with me.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. You have an iron pot.
I have an iron pot.
So I can't see in the dark. So I will. Hey, is anyone any objections to a light spell? As I go down there.
It's probably fine, right?
And just hang on another ladder.
Okay.
Cast it on that once.
Yes.
Once we're down.
I'll wait until the door's closed.
Okay. You all shuffle in.
Yeah. I'll go last, and then after the door closes, I'll try to do. It's not. I mean, do you have to like yell when you cast with those verbal components?
You don't have to yell.
Okay.
You just have to speak.
Yeah, I'll cast. Well, at this point, is our invisibility like up?
It would get pretty close. I mean, you would probably still have like 15 minutes, but it's up to you.
Can I still cast without Kaz dropping his invisibility?
No.
Oh,
That's fine.
It ends the spell.
Yeah, go ahead and end it. That's fine.
The thing though is like if we don't put the rug back, they're gonna know we're down here.
Sure. Okay.
Is there a way that we?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Is there a way that we can rig the rug? Can we use our high dexterity person to set up a coiling rug that's propped up by the door that then when we close the door unfurls? You know what I'm saying?
Possibly. However, because of where the table, the table is placed directly on top of it, on top of the tapestry. So the angle by which that would happen would, in my head, it doesn't seem possible to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Moving the table back certainly would be like basically impossible.
We also will probably have to get back up anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who knows? Apparently, according to Gores, they lead to a couple different places.
That's true. That's
as far as
true.
he surmises.
That is true.
I don't know if there's any solution around it.
Yeah, it's fine. Let him know. We'll fuck him up.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
All right.
I'll take a black hand or two.
All right. Yeah, let's
Is there any locking mechanism on the inside of the door?
There's not.
Can I make one?
You can certainly try.
I don't even know how to begin.
Actually, well, I don't want to leave it behind. I was gonna say the door opens. Okay, yeah. I don't know why it would be the door. The trapdoor opens like up, not down, right?
It opens up. Yes.
I'm sliding down that ladder GTA style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. We're here now.
Yeah, let's just go.
Yep, you close it behind you. You all sort of land on the bottom, 40 feet down. Would you like to cast light?
Yes.
You do so, your invisibility drops. But you can see very well down here now. It is a very small space here. The three of you can sort of just barely fit all together at once. It's sort of like a 10 by 10 little area that leads...
Actually, light isn't concentration, right?
No, but
So
if
it doesn't...
It would break mine because I'm casting a spell.
I think his would stay up. Because he's not breaking his concentration, he's just revealing himself by casting a spell.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I don't think it'll make any difference, but...
I got another 10, 15 minutes.
That's a fine argument.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, yeah. What do we see?
So you see that just before you is sort of like a very quick path, about 5 feet in front of you. It opens up into another sort of little space. This one seems to be about a little bit bigger, 15 by 15. It is a wooden floor, wooden walls as well, with the exception of the far end seems to be a like stone, like sort of, like the underground natural end of this little cubby space, essentially. However, you do see that one portion of the side of it where it meets the wooden part of the wall is cracked pretty heavily, and there's a handful of stone debris on the inside, because you can see in the corner there's about a 3-foot wide like triangular hole that seems to lead further beyond.
Okay.
The other things around here in this little, what you would assume originally to be a storage area, are more barrels and crates that just sort of are here again, what you would first assume to be storage.
Is it damp?
Relatively.
Nice. I don't even know why I said that. It's just a weird reflex.
So the essentially like the crack in the wall or whatever you said, there's like a 3-foot hole. It's pretty obviously not like a traversed. And that's not something that like Thorn is walking through on the regular, right?
Unless he was 3 foot
Able to-
or
yeah.
like 2 foot tall. No.
Yeah. Okay. And there's like boards on it, like boards partly covering it, or it's just a crack in the wall in the stone.
It's a 3 foot wide sort of triangular hole, crack. The crack goes down like to the ground, where so the 2 walls on the side are probably stone behind it, but covered by wood.
Yep.
Like this is, you assume to be sort of originally made as just a storage area.
Yeah.
The ceiling of which is covered by wood as well. The far wall is just straight stone, with that triangular sort of hole up in the top left, the crack that goes straight down. And you can see that on like on one side where like all the barrels are and like the crates, there seems to be a handful of like 2x4s and stuff that just are like laying around.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be cracked off or anything like that, but they just, are set off to the side.
Well, I mean, if all of us want to get through here, we'll probably have to break it open further.
Yeah, I mean, I
Unless
think
it was just you and the rats. Well, and it couldn't be you because you're not a rat anymore. So.
I could become a rat again.
Oh well.
But
I imagine we want all of us to be able to go through, or else we're just kind of like chilling.
Did you get a wild shape back for your short rest?
I have 2 uses, and I got both back for my short rest, so I've only used the one to get
Nice.
it. Yeah.
I forget that you get them back on short rests.
Yes, I do.
Very cool.
Yep. Yeah, I think. I mean, I think at least if not now, eventually we're going to want to break this open. So,
Right.
I mean, is it? And I'm sorry, I'm probably not fully getting the visual. Does it look like it's like largely breakable, or is it just literally like we're in a cave and we're trying to break a hole in solid rock? You know what I'm saying?
More or less.
Okay, more or less the latter. Not something that we can just like move boulders.
You would not be able to just move
in a
boulders.
cave in
It is a
cartoon.
solid wall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't have any bright ideas for breaking this thing open.
You just like hit it with things.
That's not really how stone works.
Oh. Well,
I mean, we could, but it'll make a bunch of racket, and I don't think it's
Right.
going to make any quick progress. We can come back with a pickaxe, and I mean, we know where we can find miners' equipment, but it's not going to be stealthy. That's for sure.
can we see how deep the hole is?
Yeah, you peer through. Make a perception check.
5.
5. The wall itself seems to be about like 3 inches thick, as far as you could tell. The hole follows through, and you sort of poke your head in. It's very difficult for you to see. You sort of move your light there. I mean, even with the light, the light would be like right here in your face, and you try your best to see through. I mean, there seems to be a good amount of space beyond, but it's hard to tell.
Okay.
I could go. The thing is,
Yeah, so you could be by yourself with 2 rats, and that wouldn't.
well, I mean, like realistically,
Oh, where did you say that flower was?
it's down here somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but
If we could bring some back and blow the wall up.
well, that's why I grabbed this pot. It's kind of like a way to try to harvest some. The thing is like, so I can become a rat. Well, I can become a rat. I could get down there, and then I'd have to unbecome a rat so that I could actually harvest the stuff. and then I would need to basically rest for a while so that I could become a rat again to get back through.
Would you have to be a rat to get? Because could you just blow the wall up from the other side of it?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, in theory, yeah. The thing is like as soon as I start demolition down here, all hell's gonna break loose.
Right.
And when I was listening to y'all, you're doing a fine job, by the way. But when I was listening to y'all crafting the plan with, Autolycus, yeah, thank you. I think the idea is that we're trying to do this kind of in one swift motion, right? Mobilize the militia and make fireworks.
He's getting word out. He's got to get stuff from the watchtower. I don't think it's a good idea to like start now.
Yeah, so
the
I think
actual revolution will probably be in a couple of days.
Sure.
So I think and I guess for kind of the same reason, maybe we shouldn't try to tackle Ibrahim right now. But I did want to say that if I had another night to prepare, I could handle that trap if we want to try to sneak up on him.
That's not a bad idea, because at the end of the day, we really we're fighting both Ibrahim, Thorn, and the Black Hand.
Right.
The Black Hand, maybe we can get some people to switch over, maybe not. But with even if we fight Ibrahim, we've still got those two forces to worry about, which we still need, I think, a revolution for.
So I think for right now, maybe the best thing to do is just get out of here. I mean, we proved this is here.
Well, we could. Oh, yes, I suppose we can't. We can't just rest here. I suppose.
I mean, we could. The thing is like
if he sees the table,
right? They're gonna know somebody who's here, and it's probably best to just get out.
Do you have any spells? I mean, not necessarily prepared right now, but do you have access to spells that could get us through here quietly? At all?
We're getting a Easter egg redemption right now.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Who's it supposed to go for?
Who's cool? So, are you figuring it out right now? Right?
I mean, I think we're all figuring kind of figuring it out.
I don't think it matters.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, Indy.
Okay.
So Indigo, as you're sort of talking this over, you definitely recall when Kill was sort of relaying to you guys what Gores had told him, that specifically there seems to be a room in here that he couldn't get to, a room in the estate that he couldn't get to, that he was very interested in, and he believes it to be Ibrahim's sort of situation. As far as Kill described it, it was within like this area. And in addition to that, trying to do anything more, as far as you can sort of parse together, trying to do anything more than sneak through this sort of small little hole would definitely cause a lot of noise. You guys don't necessarily know if there's anyone else in the house. You have good reason to suspect that Ibrahim might be here. And, you know, who knows how quickly you can get in and out of this small space or whatever. So it's just sort of a matter of like what to do first. You know what I mean? But when you think about it, it sort of hits you that a lot of the information that you probably could use would be able to be found wherever Ibrahim might be. And if he's here, that might be pertinent to take care of first.
Maybe we should look throughout some more of the house. Maybe see if we can find Ibrahim. I mean, he could be up past that trap, or he could be somewhere else. And maybe there might be something else in the house that could help us.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
All right. That's a good idea.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything else down here we should do. I mean, I could scout it out, but I trust that Gores gave good info.
Sure.
And by the way, I did, I couldn't tell you before because I was in rat form, but I did hear something behind that other door. Not in the kitchen, but the other door on the other side of the dining room. Some kind of clickety clacking.
We saw Ibrahim go through there after the dinner party.
So he might be in there. Where like, I don't know, we could just bust in there and.
Well, you know what? Maybe the key that I got from Errant it works there.
Yeah, maybe.
Spoken before.
I know what words.
Oh my
are.
god.
Well, all right. So if we're ruling out triggering the alarm, and I think that's probably a good idea,
Yeah, probably.
because that just means that either he's up there and he's just going to get the jump on us, or it means that he's not up there and now he knows we're there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, I think right now the only real option is to check out the rest of the lower floor manor and see if there's anything else here we can get to help us out. But yeah, so all right, so we're gonna go back up. We're gonna reset the kitchen.
Yep.
And then we're gonna
Check out that noise.
check out that noise. You guys trying to be? Are we just going balls to the wall? You know what I mean?
If Ibrahim's there, we will not have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just might be some like little old cleaning lady or something. I don't know.
I mean, best case scenario is Dove, and I'll give her this hand
that's
crossbow, and she's ready to fucking kill a motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's go.
Can I just miss my light?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do that.
I've got you, and I just grab your forearm.
Okay.
You begin to make your way back up. You slip back into the kitchen. For the sake of brevity, you move things back around. You set it relatively correct. Go ahead and one of you go ahead and just give me a give me a fucking deception check.
I can do that.
Are you sure? Are you sure I got
yeah.
plus 6?
I got plus 7.
All
You're
right.
wrecked, you dumb
You can
fucking
help
idiot.
him.
Yeah, you can help him.
Advantage.
Advantage. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. That's 13.
13. Yeah, I mean it looks pretty much the same as it did before.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Are there any like just raw veg like laying around in the meal prep?
There's definitely a solid carrot sitting down.
Yeah, I just grabbed a carrot and I was like, I never got that carrot I was promised back on More. I'm still salty about
Did
it.
you not?
I don't remember.
You didn't
did
go
I?
back. You didn't go
I
back.
could have given you a carrot.
We did a whole month of waiting. You never went to his stall.
I had other shit to do. I was
That's so true. Kel just went out and did anything else.
I was learning and
He did fuck a lady.
hey, I don't kiss and tell, all right?
Oh, there's a lot more than kissing
We
there.
assume that.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So
Here's a list of people I've fucked.
this lady.
One person.
Volume 1.
All right.
Ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Would you like to stealthily make your way through the dining room, or you want to stomp through that bitch?
I stealthily make my way through the dining room.
Make another stealth.
I take out Aaron's key.
Pass that trace select.
Probably still like the final.
I will say
moments.
that this will be the last check that we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
25.
Amazing.
Damn. Shit. Okay.
Dice jail for that die. You've been rolling like shit today.
I rolled some good stuff too.
No, you didn't.
It's almost like that's how dice work.
Let's say about 50-50.
50-50, I think.
I got a 13. Rad.
With your plus 10? With your plus
Yes.
10? Okay, wow.
I rolled 2.
Plus 10.
From Pass Without
Pass that
Trace.
trace.
Oh, okay. Oh, we still have. Oh, I did.
This is
I
the
did.
last one that you'll make.
Rad.
Really.
Okay. Well, I'll use the lower one.
That's fine.
16, 26 total. I rolled with advantage. I just took the lower one. There's only 2 differences
That's fine.
between the
No
two.
worries.
Because I forgot that it was.
You guys make your way through the dining room. Where would you like to go? Are you trying to go to the door on the opposite side?
Trying to go to that
We still
door.
get that noise coming from the.
You still hear.
I'll take Aaron's key. I try to fit it in that.
As he's doing that, I've
Cheeky
just got
little-
my ear up against the door. I'm just trying to make a real good perception.
Make a perception check.
Listen.
I don't open the door while
25.
his ear is pressed to it.
You listen intently, and it kind of sounds like it's as if like two metal pieces are sort of like not clanging together. A robot be fucking behind this door. No, two metal pieces, like it almost just sounds like two metal things are just ever so slightly clicking each other. Sort of regularly, actually, now that you have a chance to listen. It's not rhythmic in any sense, but it's definitely a regular sort of pattern, a tempo. Someone's
Like two rocks, like trying to start a fire, kind of.
Like a
kind of.
Yeah,
like
kind
a
of.
clock.
maybe.
Kind of.
All right.
Kind of. Does anyone want to give maybe one more analogy about it, about what it could be?
No.
Like.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
So you try the key.
I do try the key.
You slip the key in there, and you push past, and turn, and you hear, and it seems to unlock the door.
Hell yeah, brother. I knew this key would be useful. I just sort of sneak, put my face in there, see what's going on. What's going on there?
Perception check.
Is Cass still invisible?
No.
Oh yeah, we did say
the light did not dismiss it. So
The light does not dismiss it. This will be like the last minute or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you would have made that check at
Oh yeah, there it
anyways.
goes.
Yeah.
So-
So, that's a nat 1
Natural one on the perception.
on the perception. I close my eyes, afraid, terrified.
So you look in for a moment, and out of the corner of your eye on the right, you see just like
It's a 4.
a massive sort of no. You see just like a massive armored figure to your right. And you sort of instinctively just pull back a second. You're fairly certain it didn't see you, but there's like a massive plate armored figure just to the right of the door, maybe 10 feet away. Not even, maybe 7 or so.
I quietly shut the door.
Okay.
And I turn around. There's a big fucking armored thing in there.
Yeah.
How big was it? Or just big?
Big.
It's really fucking big. And
Are you sure?
oh, let me check again. Yeah, I'm fucking sure.
Insight check.
What'd you get?
14.
Yeah, you sure?
He's pretty sure.
All right. He doesn't know he rolled in that one.
He pissed a little bit. I don't know.
He believes.
Yeah.
That's what that one does, baby. You believe what you see.
You're more than welcome.
Just like an at 20.
You're more than welcome to check if you like.
But he didn't move when he opened the door.
What? He didn't see me. I'm very sneaky and invisible.
Yeah, but okay.
Fine. Do you want to
take a look?
All right.
Okay. Make another perception check.
4.
Y'all can't see worth a shit. I'm getting in there too.
So Indigo, you pop in, and you do see. You don't. It's like it's sort of just in the corner, but you'd have to really crane in to see it, because the door opens to you. So you can't just open up and then peek. You'd have to pull the door towards you and then slip your whole fucking body over. But you get just enough of your eyesight to see that there is a sort of hulking plated figure just to your right. And again, you sort of slip back and go. Definitely, you can.
Well, not for the comedy. I have to do exactly the same
go
thing.
for it. So just to let you know,
Let's all do it one on top.
Yeah.
every subsequent check, the DC is getting higher and higher and higher for someone to I know that it might not seem well, why can't I just turn and look? Just keep in mind, with all this certain thing, your anxiety is sort of in your suspense is building up and up and up. So it's if you see anything now, even with the temper that Kill has, it's still gonna be ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Well, when your perception sucks, stop making checks.
Dude, I could just go in there. I'm fucking
I don't know what to tell you. I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 5, but it's a 13.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, but it was a 4. So
You turn and you look, and you have essentially a choice. You can see that there is a hulking plated figure, like I said. And with the 13, you can see that it's plate armor. There seems to be some sort of a sword at the hip, as far as you can tell. Fully sort of full face covering on the armor. This doesn't seem to be armor that you have seen before or recognize really. Seems to be mostly black with a silver trim. But if you were to get, if you want to get any more sort of information than that, you'd have to
Pretty
essentially
much reveal
walk
myself.
in. Yeah.
Can I ask you this?
Ask away.
So I've been hearing this. Maybe I misread, but I've been hearing this sound, which seems to be sort of perfectly rhythmic.
It's not perfectly rhythmic. It just seems to not be regular. It seems to not be irregular. Does that make sense?
Okay, so it's not necessarily machine-like perfect. It's just
it's just
Regular.
not. It's not like it's happening
yeah, I see. All right, so
it's just.
it's a regular cadence, but it doesn't seem to be mechanical necessarily.
You can make whatever inference you want, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move.
You have to just open the door.
I'm just
and look.
going into the room.
Okay, you open the door and you begin to walk in.
Sure.
As you sort of fully perceive the room now at this point, you see that the plated figure on the right is a suit of full plate armor that is just sort of.
That's what I assumed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, man.
I thought it was maybe a construct or something.
That was my first thought.
Sure. But it's just it's a decorative suit of plate armor. Sort of the first thing that you guys notice is that there is a like this sort of at first you think that it's sort of just a piece of art, but then you quickly realize that it is what seems to be like a depiction of the realm in the form of a sphere. A globe. But
Yeah.
Which would be dumb. The world is
A realm
flat.
sphere.
The world is flat. Obviously.
It's a classic realm sphere.
Classic realm sphere. It's sort of held up on what seems to be a brass stand, and surrounding it are two brass rings that seem to be floating, sort of holding the globe in between it, or excuse me, inside, like within the two brass rings. However,
You mean the realm sphere?
the realm sphere, of course. However, it seems to like click every once in a while. It sort of bounce back as if it's trying to rotate.
Yeah.
But seems to be caught. In addition, the rest of the room, you can see that there's a very, very large tapestry in the center of the room. The room is rather big, actually, now that you look. It seems to be anywhere between like a 30-foot by, like a 60-foot by 60-foot room or so, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
There's a very, very large bookshelf on one side that covers nearly the entirety of the wall. It's sort of a octagonal shaped room. There are 3 windows at one side that sort of encompass nearly the entirety of those 3 walls. They sort of end just maybe a couple feet up, where tables sort of sit in front of them with a plethora of open books, notes, scrolls. There's a whole bunch of books in the bookshelf. In addition, there's a small side table as well, with a whole bunch of different like alchemical objects, like vials and different things like that. And Kill, you immediately notice there is that one sort of alchemical contraption that you were inquiring about at Newt's.
Oh yeah.
Sitting right there on that that desk. And then lastly, you all see a book sort of just tossed in the center of the room on the tapestry, just sort of off in the center.
Weird question. How many books would you say there are in here? Rough estimate.
How many books will fit in a bag of holding?
500 pounds worth of books. And I have 15-ish pounds used.
So let's try to figure
We
this
just
out.
absolutely ransack this room.
You totally could if you wanted to.
I'm definitely thinking, like, I want to steal all of his fucking books. How else can I ruin Ibrahim's day more
I
than
do
taking all of his nerd shit?
cast detect magic as well.
Go ahead and cast Attack Magic. Do you want to take a minute to do that?
I think I'll just cast it under the circumstances.
Okay. Use a spell slot.
Yep.
Make a quick intelligence check, buddy.
Nah, that's not gonna be good. Hey, that's a 6, baby.
6. Gotta be in the hundreds. Like, gotta be in like the 200 to 300 of books, dude. There's just so many fucking books on this shelf.
Dude, I think I can do this. I'm gonna just...
You just fucking start.
Oh, before he gets too wet and wild, I want to look at some of the books that are like out.
Oh, that's fine. I'm getting the bookshelves first.
Okay, I was just like the ones like the one that's like separated and the ones around the table.
Just make notes of what he has been looking at.
Exactly.
I also want to... Anyway. Okay, so, detect magic.
Okay. So first and foremost, you take a look at the books that are out. Kaz begins to approach the bookshelf, and Kill, you all hear mutter his incantation and cast detect magic. As you all sort of approach everything, Kill, you sense what's the range? 60 feet?
It's 30 feet.
30 feet. And you're just what, at the threshold of the...
It's a 30-foot radius from me. So it's basically
60
60-foot range with me at the center.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you sense that the bookshelf, the book in the center of the room, the suit of armor, the globe, well, not the globe itself, but the structure that is holding the globe, the alchemical contraption, and a number of the scrolls on the far table are all magical.
So the bookshelf is magical?
The bookshelf, yes.
Meaning all of the books on it, or the shelf itself?
The shelf
appears to be
itself is magical.
Wild.
This is a book. This is like a shelf of many books. Like I won't be able to get all of them.
So the alchemical device, the structure holding the globe, the scrolls, the bookshelf, the book in the center of the tapestry, and the suit of armor.
Correct. Just as you do that, Kaz begins to approach the bookshelf and starts to, open up the bag of holding to just sort of like make it as wide as he can, and begins to sift all of these books as much as you can. Kaz, as you begin to do that, you sort of begin to shift the books in. As you do, you begin to pull books off the shelf, and they fall into the bag. But they sort of just like, as you pull, like the book shifts out of the space, and it's like out of thin air, another book just sort of appears, and you just go like,
yeah, the bookshelf's magical, bruh.
And they seem to replace themselves.
Is it the same books or different books that are coming?
You look,
I am
same books.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab any of the books out from my bag of holding, just to see what happens.
You reach in, and you pull out one of the books.
Infinite books, bro.
Nah, fuck that. And
And you
pick up all the shit that I actually wanted, and then just leave the rest of the books on the floor.
So yeah, the you said there's the book at the center, but there's also some open books like on the tables and stuff.
By the way, Indigo, as you were looking at the book at the center, there seems to be a title on the front page, and it says "Wondrous Wards and Perfect Protections, Volume 3."
I'll look at the page. It's open. Is it open?
It's not open. No.
Oh, it's not open. Okay.
Okay.
I'll kind of look through it and see if anything is like bookmarked or earmarked or anything.
Okay. You begin to reach down. You pick up the book. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Michaela, if you want to play some intense music, you can play Hope, whatever the fuck,
Is this versus
Orphan
Charm?
Maker or whatever. This is not versus
I
Charm.
didn't think so.
Not on a con save.
I wouldn't think so, but nat 20 for 28. Sorry, 26.
Jesus.
You probably passed.
I would
Goddamn.
hope so. I mean, nat 20 is auto pass, right? For saves.
Technically, it's only for attacks.
Yeah, technically
Okay.
only
Yeah.
for attacks. Yeah.
But it's pretty fucking high, I'll tell you what.
You grab the book and you can sort of instinctively feel like a force that like it's almost like it's drawing you like towards the book itself, and like you're like what the and you sort of almost lose yourself for just a split second until you just sort of instinctively sort of pull away and drop the book, and you all hear the book just sort of slam onto the ground, like, as if it weighed like 100 pounds. It just sort of poof, onto the ground, and it flips open, and some of the pages until it stops, and you all hear a as out of the book comes a gust and burst of wind. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws.
Hey, and that 20.
Nat 20.
Thankfully.
Hell yeah.
22,
For
baby.
21.
14.
14. Sounds great. And then in addition to that, I need everybody to make an initiative roll.
Damn.
Hey!
As you all see to the side as this gust of wind picks up from the book. The suit of armor begins to animate and come to life as it unsheaths a sword and just sort of stands in front of you all. Okay, so this is so fun. I love this. Is one of my favorite little encounters that I've built. I'm so glad that you guys got here. Okay, so first, run me back the dex saves again.
I got a 22.
I got a 21.
I think it was 14.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe
Yeah, you all save. As you all save, but as the wind begins to pick up and gust, you sort of buckle down immediately. But some of those books from the bookshelf begin to get tossed around and thrown about, and as that happens, they are still replaced in the shelf. So now, like, a couple dozen books are being like.
Booknado.
It is certainly a booknado in the middle of this small room, along with this sort of suit of armor construct beginning.
Fire hazard.
So that being said, why the fuck? Give me one.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna be able to avoid making noise in this encounter.
Yeah.
You don't think blade on plate armor will be quiet? Au contraire, my friend.
Oh, contraire.
Au contraire, mon frère.
Sorry, I just have to set a certain thing for the encounter. Great. Save. Wonderful. Okay.
Somebody stabbed the book.
Somebody stabbed the book with a basilisk
Jesus.
tooth. Okay. So,
Wild magic
wild magic surge. Is it normal?
Common, yeah.
Common.
All right. That's
Maybe it'll be good.
D100.
The 100. Yep. Please and thank you.
Wonder what's on these here scrolls.
Nothing important.
What if you just like climb into the armor?
You want me to Alphonse Elric this bitch?
Yeah.
Damn.
58.
58.
Damn, that's a high skill check.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
It's
good.
actually kind of perfect. As you sort of back up and brace yourself, you begin to feel like a little flicker of like licks of flame around your hands, and you get the sense that should you touch some sort of maybe flammable object, you might have the ability to sort of ignite it immediately.
Okay.
For the next minute, any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flame.
Neat.
That's fun.
Woo! Flaming Booknado!
If you can't make a fireball, homemade'll do. If you can't buy a fireball.
I love it. All right, so Jamie, what'd you get for initiative?
12.
12. Matt?
8.
Nine. Gotcha. And Garrett.
Literally the lowest I can possibly roll. 8.
Oof. Well, the animated armor rolled a fucking nat 20, so
yeah,
it's
buddy.
gonna take its turn first. And actually, funny enough, at even though you guys actually no, I won't do that because we just did that, so that makes sense. Okay, so all right, so the armor is going to approach sort of the closest creature, which is going to be you kill. Hold on, I might actually have a little battle map for this. Okay, wonderful.
Hey, Sal.
Yes.
What happens when you cast heat metal on just an animated suit of armor?
Good things.
Does it
Good
help?
things
Does it
happen.
hurt the armor?
It certainly does.
Okay.
You guys can place yourselves. So, there's the globe. The armor's coming from there. Front door-ish area, tapestry book.
Am I still next to the book?
I would assume you are
would
pretty
be
much
next
next to the book. Here.
Cool.
Bookshelf's here, so cast.
Oh shit, yeah, I might be closest.
And then kill, you kind of were like, I assume like around, or no, you would probably be going towards the contraption, right? So maybe around over here or at the front door.
Yeah, kind of like
Cool.
over there.
And we'll just do this knoll.
Honestly, I was probably kind of enamored by this globe thing.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna say I was making my way over here.
Sounds good to me.
Making my way. Okay. So
I mean, the realm sphere.
The realm sphere, of course.
As everyone knows.
The armor's going to turn towards you, Cass, since you're right there.
Do
and
something.
It's going to sort of lift its sword and make 2 attacks against you.
I ain't even fucking scared, dude.
Bid.
Did. It's gonna be a 14 to hit, brother.
I fucking dodged it, dude.
Then second one's gonna be a natural 1. Holy fuck!
Get wrecked, dude.
Slow as fuck, but it is doing its best.
All Marleys. All
Marley's yes. Alrighty, that is the end of its turn. Kill, you're up.
Shit, dude.
All right. Cool. So the book is just making this like whirlwind on the floor.
That is correct.
Right. Okay. It's not like it hasn't animated itself or anything. Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess I could cast heat metal. It just feels like it's just gonna make a hot.
This is a hot robot.
Just a hot robot.
Here's my thinking. It might soften the metal so that we can do more damage
It
to it.
says any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 damage. So like,
If it is the object.
if it is the object, is it in contact with the object? You know what I mean? Like, I almost feel like it probably won't hurt it.
Are you in contact with yourself?
No, that's
Not
the problem.
really, no.
That's been the problem.
That's the
buddy.
problem.
That's what I tell my therapist.
Yeah, I just told my therapist about that today. All right, so I think what I'm going to do then instead is just
I'm trying. It's stuck.
God, that's probably not great. Why are you loading, Paige? Stop it.
Indigo, you're on deck, by the way.
What? He got a 9, I got an 8.
I got a 12.
Oh, then why's kill going?
Because you got a 14.
No, I got a 9.
Oh, fuck did that say 14?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going yet, Kill.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Indigo, you're
Is it
on.
me? Okay. I'm gonna touch the book.
Touch it.
Okay. You reach down to touch the book, and it does begin to spark with a little bit of flame. But it's quickly doused as it does catch fire. Because this is a magical object, it is unable to be destroyed by menial ways.
Okay.
I'll allow you to have an action.
Okay.
You sort of discovered this. That's good to know.
Interesting. I guess I will I'll cast a chaos bolt at the what I assume is a golem or construct of some kind.
The animated armor?
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's gonna be 16 to hit.
16, unfortunately, is going to miss as you begin to conjure the chaotic bolt. You loose it, and it does make full purchase with the armor, but it doesn't seem to have been potent enough to cause any effect as it sort of is scattered across the plate. Alrighty, is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. As your turn ends, you all see the book begin to flare with multicolors. As it does, the tornado begins to sort of quell down for just a moment. And as it does, a burst of chaotic energy erupts out of the book. Oh, that's so funny. Kaz,
Hey,
I need you to roll a d6 for me.
a D6? I got a couple of those. How's a 1 treat ya?
Wonderfully. So, you see as this sort of chaotic burst of energy erupts out of the book, it sort of bounces all around the room and lands just under your feet. And just under your feet, you can see beginning to form is a sort of like blooming bit of flowers and sort of plant life under you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a man-eating bush.
It's a bush eating.
I was gonna say that, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say
Aren't we
it.
all?
15? You said con save, right?
Con save, yes.
15.
You succeed. A burst of pollen and spores sort of erupt from under you, and you just sort of cough and sneeze for a moment, but you sort of waft it away from you and shift out of the way. You are
Oh,
unaffected.
delightful.
Oh, very pretty. Okay. That's going to be Kill's turn now,
Okay.
with Kaz on deck. Right? Because you rolled a 9 and you rolled...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are the scrolls?
Over here.
Okay.
In space.
That's probably gonna take some time to figure those out. So I'm just gonna hit this thing.
Go for it.
So I can walk right across this, right? It's just a tapestry. So 5, 10.
You move at half speed.
Okay.
Because of the
Because of the
cyclone.
roll. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. So that's 20 feet of movement. That's still good enough. And then I'm just gonna cast Hex on this.
Okay, go for it.
So it just works. There's no save. So it's
I'm good at what I do.
I'll give it disadvantage on strength checks. I have a
Okay.
feeling that's the only thing it's going to make, if
Good to know.
anything. And then I'm gonna try to hit it with a burst of thorns.
Go for it.
That's a natural 20.
That's a crit, baby.
Damn.
Natural 20.
I've been doing okay with those. So that's 16 plus. Do you need the necrotic damage separate?
Yes.
Okay. So that's
Excuse me.
14. It's 14. I'm sorry. It's 15 bludgeoning and 6 necrotic.
You slam the hammer, right? That you're using.
Yep.
You slam the hammer into the side of it as the thorns burst around it onto the ground. You do crack into the side of it. You can see some of the armor bends and buckles under it as some of that arcane energy that seems to be holding it together, looses just a bit, and you do amazing damage with that. But the necrotic energy of the burst of thorns does not seem to
Do anything?
have any effect.
That's from the hex.
From the hex.
Yeah. Do you have a 10-foot marker? If not, it's okay.
Not on me, but if you want to just like mark it with your
Do a little draw.
do a little draw.
Little drawer.
Do a little drawer.
I have a pencil if you want to use that instead of a pen.
There's a circle.
Well, I'll just put it so you're here, right? I'll just do like this is the 10-foot
Great.
mark, and then I'll just roll out of here.
Roll out, baby.
there you
Sounds
go.
good.
Okay.
Awesome. Kaz, you're up.
Cool. There's no one else within 5 feet of it, is there?
Nope.
Nope.
Cool. Which means I can manipulate my sneak attack bonus if I hit it. Which I'm going to try to do with my sword.
Oh.
Which I have tentatively started referring to as Thornsbane.
Ha, I love it.
I don't think it's going to hit. 14.
14 unfortunately is going to miss as you begin to swing. Again, just like Indigo, you make purchase with it. It doesn't seem to be moving out of the way of anything. It is simply very sure of
just is
the
armor.
power of its armor, yes. And it clanks off of the side of its plate armor.
Oh, fuck.
Bonus action?
I don't think there's much I can do, really. Yeah, I'm not going to bother disengaging or anything.
Okay. Sounds good. Bringing us back up to the top of the initiative. You all see,
You're just gonna stay right there.
Once
in
again-
range of it.
Yeah, for now.
the cyclone begins to rear up again as more books are thrown and scattered around. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws again.
Does the book NATO have a radius, or is it just the whole room?
It seems to be getting bigger as the rounds go by.
16.
Okay.
14.
26.
You all succeed. However, now that it's gotten a little bit bigger, you still suffer. Hello? You still suffer 3 points of bludgeoning damage as these books spin around and careen into your bodies. You begin to dip a little bit. You can use. Or wait, do you have evasion now? I don't think so yet.
I don't have evasion. You know what I do have, though?
What's that?
Is Hellish Rebuke.
You can try to hellish rebuke a
book.
A book. Sure.
Magical fire against a magical book. That feels
Sure.
fair to me.
I like it.
Is hellish rebuke anytime you damage is dealt to you, or is it upon an attack?
Let me. One reaction which you take in response to being damaged by a creature.
Yeah. So
By
unfortunately,
a
you can't.
creature.
Yeah.
Well, this is not a creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a book.
It's a book.
All right, fair.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you cannot hellish rebuke this book. However, I love the spirit of it.
I guess I'll go ahead and uncanny dodge.
You can't uncanny dodge.
I don't
'cause
want
it's a
to
save.
anyway.
Well, either way.
I changed my mind.
Great. All right. So
You can't fire me. I quit.
you get right back quick. It is the animated armor's turn. The armor is
I'll try one of the.
again just gonna try to attack you, Kaz, since you're right in front of it.
Oh, nice.
So 2 attacks against
Something
you.
I can Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Oh, cool.
Oh, boy.
I might choose to uncanny dodge instead.
Understandable. Okay, I'm gonna roll damage. You suffer 15 points of slashing damage
Yowzers.
as the sword comes down and cuts right across
that's
your body.
already halved.
That no, sorry. 15 is I didn't have anything. That was the full critical damage.
Okay.
So you can have that to 7.
Okay.
Second attack,
Yowzers.
8 to hit.
No.
Don't ever try that.
Don't.
He just sort of mechanically turns again, lifts it up, and it's way telegraphed. It's the exact same hit. Apparently, this creature was like, critical strike, must do same.
Worked once.
Boop, and you immediately just sort of step to the side.
Yeah. That can't do the same trick twice, mate.
That is going to be the end of its turn. Indigo, you're up. Kill, you're on deck.
Can the book's like open on the ground, you said?
It is open now, yes.
I'm gonna attempt to close the book.
Okay. You walk up to try to close the book, make a strength check. This will take your action.
Let's do a Tides of Chaos on this.
Okay, go for it.
My strength's not very good.
Tides of Chaos.
4 and a 2.
4 and a 2.
Oh, that's a 4.
You reach down, you grab the lip of the sort of face of the book, and you try to pull it, and it's as if this book. Wait, I mean, when you picked it up before, it felt like a normal book. As soon as you sort of resisted whatever it was attempting to do at first, now it feels it's so heavy. It's as if it is bolted to the ground.
Okay.
That is your action.
Yep. And yeah, I think that's just me.
Okie dokie. Kill, before your turn, you all see the cyclone dull for just a moment again, and that chaotic burst of energy begins to erupt out of it once more as it ricochets out. I'm going to need... Kaz, what's your total HP?
27.
Kill, what's your total HP?
Current or max?
Current.
39.
And Indigo?
34.
All right, Kill, I need you to roll a d6 for me.
6.
6. As this sort of chaotic energy erupts out of the this is gonna a burst of chaotic energy slams into your chest. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, I should be good at those.
Yes, in theory.
It's not the best, but 15.
15. It slams into your chest, and you feel for just a moment your whole body vibrate, and you blink, and it's as if you can see sort of the mountains for just a moment, and you shake off this feeling, and nothing happens.
Did you almost get teleported somewhere?
Yeah, vanished or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Kill, it is your turn.
Anyone got any bright ideas?
Kaz, you're on deck.
Or am I just hammer smashing?
I mean, this is chaos magic. I could try putting more chaos on it if that would help.
Yeah, slap some chaos on him. What the fuck?
If I know anything that helps chaos, it's more chaos.
Yes. All right. Let's try that.
Fight fire with fire, baby.
So, so the scrolls are over there. This is the realm sphere. This is just like a desk or something.
The small one, that's got the alchemical supplies on it.
That's got the alchemical supplies. And then what is this?
Which are you pointing to? Oh, that's a window.
That's a window. Okay.
Thanks, Arthur Philip Dent, for the gifted sub.
Hey, hell yeah. Do you think it's worth me trying to close the book?
It was pretty heavy. I don't know.
It might be though.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't say anything, so I don't know if I. Well, I would have noticed. My passive.
You would have seen him
passive
fucking
is, like, huge.
super struggle to open this thing, or to close it rather.
I didn't roll for shit. My strength's not very good, but
And he did go the whole time.
it's too heavy.
All right, I will step over here and try to take my own try at closing the book.
Go for it.
What am I rolling?
A strength check.
Can I use athletics?
It is a straight strength check.
Straight strength.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck.
I rolled a 2.
You try to grip the lip of the book, and again, it feels like it's bolted to the ground.
Okay.
That does cost your action, though.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Okay. Kaz, you're up.
Guess I'm fighting this thing.
Well, I had to try.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to give him a hit with my big ol' thorns bane.
Oh. Nice.
A 16 plus 8, 24.
That'll hit.
I was hoping so. And since I'm the only one within range of him, I do get my sneak attack.
True.
What am I got? D8.
If it makes me feel any better, that would have missed if that was an attack roll. So it's actually fine.
It does.
I do feel better.
I feel like a genius.
6, 12. Oh god, I rolled 3 1s on this.
Oof.
So that puts me at 14.
14. You slip through the cracks in the armor and you stab as best you can with your rapier.
No, with my longsword.
With your longsword, that's right. So sorry.
Yeah, my
As you do
longsword that I
that,
already
you pull and slice out of it, and you can see this sort of arcane power that seems to be holding it together is beginning to wane quite a bit. Very successful hit.
Cool.
Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna bonus action disengage and move towards the book.
Sounds good.
Zippity doo dah, zippity day.
I was tempted not to disengage and let him get the hit, but
Fuck it.
yeah.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
You'll get hit eventually. You might as well save Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah, exactly. So yep.
Alrighty. At the beginning of the round, once again, the cyclone begins to roil up even more, encompassing more of the room. I need everybody to make another dexterity saving throw.
Damn it, that one.
Okay.
14.
17.
Indigo. Well, everybody, you two save. Indigo, you fail.
DC is not increased.
However, you all still suffer. DC is not increasing. The damage seems to be increasing as time goes on.
As more and more books are bashing us about
That
that.
is correct. Oof. Indigo, you suffer 13 points of bludgeoning damage. You two suffer 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that's getting nasty.
That is the end of that, but the
So you said the
animated armor
Yeah, never mind, go ahead.
that's all good. Is going to turn and it's going to approach the closest creature. 5. It's going to get right in between.
Make a dex save.
Oh, yes. Dexterity save. Natural 20.
Jeez.
Fuck you.
Sorry, buddy. I'm going to roll a
I'd rather burn that nat 20.
odds for you, kill, evens for you,
Okay.
Indigo. Evens, so it's going to attempt to attack you with its sword. That is a 13 to hit.
Yep.
You suffer. Jesus Christ! I'm rolling max damage on you, buddy. I'm so sorry. You suffer 8 points of slashing damage with the sword. Second
worst.
attack
I mean, it's not good. But...
is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
You suffer 4 points of slashing damage.
All right.
A small child could hit Indigo.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
It is your turn, though, Indigo.
Okay. Couple questions. Number one, can I cast Chaos Bolt on an object?
I mean, it's an attack roll.
Okay. It just normally it says like you
Like a creature you
description
see.
says like you hurl energy at one creature in range. So I wasn't sure if that is allowed or not.
That depends. Do you have Firebolt in your?
I don't.
Okay. Do you have any other ranged spell attack?
I mean,
in
I was
your
kind of
arsenal?
thinking Chaos Bolt specifically because I thought maybe like a Chaos would count.
Well, that's fine. I just want to make sure because if that's just the usual
I know
way things are written,
I know that raw you cannot. And the reason I know that is
Okay.
because raw you cannot throw Eldritch Blasts like at a fucking like pot or
Something.
pan or whatever.
Okay.
You can't knock shit around with an Eldritch Blast.
that makes sense.
But however you want to rule it.
I like to roll raw, so you would know that that just wouldn't be something that you can do.
That's helpful.
It
you can
seems
still
counterintuitive,
try,
but raw I know that's the case.
Yeah, I was
'Cause
trying
I
to
can't like knock at a door with an Eldritch Blast.
I was trying to figure out that if another spell was worded differently, then 100% you would not be able to do it with this spell.
Yeah.
But if that's just the case in general, then that's why they worded it like that.
Is there any part of the room right now that's not book-nadoed?
Yes, sort of the last
Sort of the outer
like
ring.
the sort of last outer ring is not being
So like
frosted
on this edge it
yet.
wouldn't be.
This edge, no.
And also, like, are the books like revolving a certain way? Like
No, they're just fucking
they're
flying
all over the
around.
place? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably I can set up like a.
I'm picturing
From
like
the block. Okay.
from Zelda when
Well,
the tiles start coming
I
out
don't.
and
I
spinning
don't
and
want to
then
be melee with this
button
thing
maps.
anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna disengage and move to the edge of the room.
Great, go for it. So you're gonna use your action to disengage.
You can go read some scrolls.
What's over here?
On the
This is a window.
That's a window.
This is the alchemy supplies.
Alchemy.
This is the scrolls.
yes.
Can I get to the scrolls?
You move
here.
with half movement when you're inside the tornado. So
35.
10, 20, 30 is the most you can move there.
Does that put me in the Booknado still?
You're still in the Booknado, yeah. So you'd have to go
Where was he? Yeah.
10, 20, 30
To get out of the...
to get out of the Booknado.
Couldn't he just go 10, 20, 30?
10, 20, 30 here, sure, but I mean, yeah, you can be there. You wouldn't. I mean,
You could say that. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you can be there. Right now, you can't read the scrolls.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll go there.
Cool. Sounds great. Okay. Now, once again, the chaotic energies begin to swell as the tornado sort of dies down just ever so slightly. Let's see. That's funny. Kill.
Yeah.
I need you to roll another d6.
That's 2.
That's a 2. The chaotic energy slams all around until it slams just under your feet. It sort of starts to glow a dull white color as out of nowhere, sort of a burst of cold, like a cold wave of energy, sort of rockets up from you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not good at dexterity saving throws, y'all. I've been rolling pretty good though. That's 14 again.
14, you save.
Yeah.
You still suffer, however. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh no, that's totally different. You suffer 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's bludgeoning?
It is bludgeoning, yes.
Okay. Because you were describing it very cold.
Excuse me, cold damage.
Okay, so
Yes,
half,
that's my
the weight
apologies.
card.
So 2,
Not the weight card, whatever the fuck.
or excuse me. Yes, you suffer 2 points of cold damage as it, a burst of cold snow erupts out of the ground from under
the
you.
weight card. Yeah.
Okay, that is going to bring us to you now, Kill. And
All right.
Kaz, you're on deck.
Oh, I'm ready.
Well, I'm just gonna fucking bash this thing in the head again.
Go for it.
That's a 27.
27. You
Pretty sure that hits.
swing your hammer and clack onto it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yep. Ugh, that's 6 damage.
6 points of
Over
damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Yes.
And 4 HP left after those
Hell yeah.
harrowing rounds from the sneak attacks.
All right.
Dope.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just like, it's a full suit of armor with a helmet.
Yep.
I just kind of want to like just fucking grand slam the helmet off and you know.
You rear back and just
Into the
fucking
tornado?
cock your hips into it and slam, and you all hear a resounding, like, ringing sound as the hammer gongs right into the to the helmet, and you follow through and you just rocket this plate helm off of this animated armor, and it into the tornado as it sort of turns and spins around, and as soon as the suit of armor crumples to the ground, the tornado and the book slams shut as all the books and the helmet and everything just sort of slams onto the ground.
Genesis solo perfect.
Yes.
It's
I can feel it. Yeah, absolutely.
There goes stealth.
well, do you think everyone heard that?
And we will find out next week when we return for episode 25 of the Great Naledian Crown. Fucking wonderful session, you guys. Super fun. We're
That was a fun
We're
little
gonna end it there. Oh my god, I'm so happy that I was hoping so much when I built this encounter. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to not give attention to the fact that like everything happened like all at once. Like the book opened and the armor sort of all activated at once. So I was like, I'm sure they're gonna fight the armor, but it's probably because I'm gonna try to make it as lumbering as possible. They might see it as more of like a, all right, just fucking get away from that right now, and we have to deal with this book.
Yeah.
Because in my head I'm like, all right, so one of the only way, there are a couple ways, but like the main way to like get that shit to stop, because that was the shit that was gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
Which you would have been teleported to a random area within a mile of the book. You would have had to have rolled. You would have had to have had the most based on what you rolled.
Yeah.
So the way it targeted you was a d6 of a bunch of random things that like based on where you are in the combat, or one of them is like just the person with like the shortest name, which is you.
Yeah.
It's all balanced to where it's balanced where 3 of them are. It's the person with this, and then so it would be automatically one of you three. Shortest name, and then like most body hair or something. So it was like it was just sort of obvious.
The players or the characters?
The characters. And then the other three were varying mechanical factors. So it could be anything at any time depending on what you had. So
Like most HP or whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
So you, I rolled the shortest name for you, and then, or excuse me, for that in particular one, it was the most HP.
Yeah.
So you would have had to have rolled that and still had that, which is kind of likely, but still.
Yeah.
Then you would have to, you rolled a 6, which, so you had to roll those two things,
Right.
and then you would have had to
Fail the
save. So it would have been very difficult, and the save was low. The save was 10.
Okay.
So ultimately,
What kind of save was it?
it was wisdom.
Okay, so I would have literally needed to roll a 1.
Exactly.
But
Still, that would have been insane. Like,
like
if
if
that
I
would
had
have
either
happened,
one of these guys, like,
then
that
it's
would-
possible they could have went. So I was just really excited that you guys didn't immediately solo the armor first.
Yeah.
So like there was like 3 solid rounds of it picking
fucking
up,
around with
and
the
I was
book
like,
and
fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was a lot of fun. Very cool. So yeah, we'll return next week for the Great Naledian Crown episode 25. Be on the lookout on Friday for a couple schedule announcements and some cool new promotional announcements I'm hoping for. So that'll be nice. And then I believe next week we should be coming into episode 25 with a sponsor. So look out for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So a lot of fun things happening on the horizon. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Things are going to be picking up around here. So yeah, I'm just super excited about stuff. So we'll be seeing you guys soon. Just a quick reminder. Follow us on social medias. We're going to be hopefully doing a little bit more on there. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. If you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. That's where we do pretty much all of our announcements. We do those there first. It's our direct line to talk to us, ask us questions. Speaking of asking us questions, you can see us next. Myself and Matt, we're going to be here this Saturday at noon time Eastern Standard here on this channel. We're going to be continuing our podcast episodes where we rank the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition classes sort of based on our own sort of nebulous reasons. All the way from S tier, which stands for suck, because everyone loves a good suck, getting it or giving it, it's good stuff. And all the way down to F tier, which is just a little flirtatious hand holding, which is like, that's nice, I guess, but like we could want a little more. We can want a little more. That's okay.
Yeah.
So you will see us here doing that on Saturday. And then next Tuesday we'll be here for a reroll with myself, Michaela, and Aaron. If anybody else can join us, that would be wonderful. I'm gonna be answering questions about this episode. If you have any of those, ask them in the Discord. Shouts out to Extra, my boy Extra always comes in with the Discord asking some really dope questions. So hopefully we'll see you there. I think that'll be it, right? So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Take it easy.
Thanks, y'all.
Fuck yeah, you guys. That's some good.